in vain. Go to PVA.org to learn how you can make a difference.
KFTK FM Florissant. From the Under Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studio. 97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Ripple effects from the Red Sea. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. Attacks on commercial ships by Iran-backed rebels in Yemen are having a growing impact on shipping in general, with companies taking long detours around the danger zone. IKEA now warning that could impact supply and costs.
So far, the White House has not fired off any direct military attacks against Houthi rebels for terrorizing the seas, including Houthi attacks on U.S. warships. But that is not off the table, as the White House tiptoes carefully around not trying to get into a direct standoff with Houthi rebels' main backers, Iran.
Fox Business's Hillary Vaughn at the White House. The U.S. announced a new multinational patrols this week, but so far, major shipping companies are still detouring. A different kind of trade issue cropping up at the southern U.S. border, where shipments of cars, corn, soybeans, wheat, and more are stalled in Texas amid a migrant surge, and farmers are urging that 2 rail crossings be reopened.
Border crossings have been closed in El Paso and Eagle Pass. Those 2 areas account for 36% of all rail traffic along the southern border. They were closed on Monday by the federal government in order to redirect agents there to deal with the surge in migrants and migrant processing.
Fox Business's Madison Allworth. Police in the Czech Republic now say at least 15 people are dead after a mass shooting at a university.
Being described as a terrifying scene in downtown Prague, police started tweeting about a shooter at a university in the Czech Republic capital in a historic area considered Old Town. Reuters reports an email was sent to staff at the Faculty of Arts at Charles University that read, "Don't go anywhere if you're in the offices, barricade."
Fox's Matt Finn. Police say the shooter was a student at the university and is also dead. Just getting word, former New York mayor and Trump attorney Rudy Giuliani has filed for bankruptcy days after being ordered to pay $148 million in a defamation case. America is listening to Fox News.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare information guide absolutely free. Call 800-919-3200. That's 800-919-3200. 800-919-3200.
Paid actor portrayal.
Life can be so unpredictable. After losing my dad, it made me think about my family if something were to happen to me. I had heard about life insurance through Ethos and how easy it was to get coverage. They were right. In 10 minutes, I was covered. And boom, family protected.
Ethos fast and easy online term life insurance up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
This afternoon, 58 for the high with a mix of clouds and sunshine. Tonight, clouds, rain developing mainly after midnight, 45. Friday, periods of rain throughout the day, 55. That rain comes to an end Friday evening. Saturday is a dry day, but lots of clouds and 58. Sunday, rain develops again, 60, with periods of rain for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Jewels on Hampton and St. Louis Hills is paying some of the highest prices on gold, silver, diamonds, semi-precious colored stones, coins, flatware, and fine watches on site. Jewels on Hampton is a premier jeweler featuring Alvanza's jewel art designs with an exquisite selection of diamonds, semi-precious stone jewelry, and vintage watches. Their expert design team can restyle your jewelry to today's contemporary style. They also do jewelry and watch repair. Need extra cash? Jewels on Hampton is paying some of the highest prices on gold, silver, diamonds, semi-precious colored stones, coins, flatware, and fine watches. Bring in your collectibles and clocks and sports memorabilia and figurines too. Jewels on Hampton, 4506 Hampton, just 3 blocks south of Chippewa, and jewelsonhampton.com. Call them at 314-752-5000, 314-752-5000, and jewelsonhampton.com. Jewels on Hampton.
While no child should have to spend the holidays in the hospital, There are many at SSM Health Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital who will not be able to experience the joy of opening gifts around their tree. Please join 97.1 FM Talk and give the gift of hope and healing to Cardinal Glennon kids and support the Tree of Hope year-end giving campaign. Your gift ensures these brave patients can continue to receive the critical care they need during these challenging times. Thank you for giving at treeofhope.org.
This holiday season, give them a STIHL. Save $40 on the HSA 45 battery-powered hedge trimmer. Go to stihlusa.com/gift guide. Now $99.99 was $139.99 MSRP. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
Warmest wishes for a joyous holiday season and a happy new year from your friends at Odyssey and Onder Law Injury Lawyers.
This hour of the Annie Frey Show is brought to you by Ruler Foods. Low prices, no coupons. Ruler Foods.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what you're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
You know, some people see me, I could walk down the block. Some give me the thumbs up and others give me another finger, But that's New Yorkers. I wake up in the morning at some time and look at myself and I give myself the finger.
New York City Mayor Adams. I haven't looked through the whole sheet today, Brad. Do I have any fun Fetterman sound that I have to get to?
No fun Fetterman
No fun
today.
Fetterman sound. Okay. Fun Fetterman. Yeah. That's the segment.
It's like a cake.
Ryan,
Yeah?
for the new year, write it down right now. We need a fun Fetterman intro.
Okay. Fun Fetterman intro with confetti.
Audio. I was going to say, I don't really know how we do that on the air, but you just did. So
Actually, just use that clip right
that.
there.
Okay.
It would sound like a fart and
And then like one firework.
an errant firework that actually goes into the barn. Man, happy Thursday. It's Thursday, folks. It's the Thursday before Christmas. This would be what we call Christmas Thursday.
Yeah, it is. Man, yesterday I just kept going, happy Thursday, everybody. And it was Wednesday.
Every day this week has felt like my last day of work.
Yeah, it really has.
And then I go home and I'm like, I think I have to go back tomorrow.
You're not alone, though, Annie. I really do believe this is where the people are.
Where?
This is where all of St. Louis, if you're listening right now, you're going, today's Friday, right?
Oh. It's a metaphor.
It's not. Yeah.
I thought you meant physically.
No,
That they are here.
Studio is not where the people are.
Your listenership includes
The people.
3 out of 4 show hosts listen to the show. That's as good as the dentist.
I tune in whenever it's good, which is why I love the poll question today.
You tune in whenever it's good, which is when you're in here.
Yes, exactly.
Well, I've got the whole crew in here. First of all, we are going to acknowledge Leah, who is running the board for the full show today for the first time.
All right.
Yay. I'm sorry for whatever might happen.
No, we're good. We're ready. We can handle this, right?
Let's hear some random crap.
We put the entire show in Brad's hand with literally exactly 0 radio experience.
Yes.
And you did fine.
Eventually.
You did fine.
Okay.
His resume, I've ran the board at church.
That was pretty much.
I've run the board at church.
I
writer.
would have corrected that, but that was his resume. I was quoting.
Yeah, here he comes. Well, that was before I worked with Annie.
Right.
I was trying to stay away from the grammar jokes.
And Annie's dad.
Yeah. I had to say it out loud. Dad said it out loud.
Oh, I'm sure he did.
Yes, he did. My grandmother in her grave probably said it out loud, which is where he got it from.
Listen, I need your dad to know that he has played a pivotal role in improving my grammar over the past 3 years that I've been on this show. It is amazing, and I'm dead serious. Thank you for that, because my grammar was awful.
You are not dead serious. Whenever you hear the song by Flock of Seagulls, do you go, oh, actually, it's I've Run. And I've run so far away.
Is it I?
He said
Dang
I
it,
ran.
now I will. I know, but he's making the point that it's incorrect.
Is it?
Oh, boy.
It's a good question.
I don't know. I'd have to look at the words. That's
Okay.
Well, the YouTube live chat poll for today, which might actually be going down as we speak. Open the
believe it
show
is.
without any hard-hitting news and monologue. Here's the deal. We've got one show left after this. Some people were asking us on Tuesday if we were still going to be live on Wednesday. We're live all week. We're
Heck yeah.
here. We're finishing out this holiday week strong, and we're happy to do it. I'm going to be taking the next week off in a few days into the first week of January. I'm basically trying to mirror my kids' schedule as much as I can, man. Those kids get 2 weeks off. That's ridiculous. Take them back. They're not even home yet. But I'm thinking, I think it's time for those kids to go back. But 2 weeks off, they're super excited about it. A nice slowdown is good for everyone. I'm taking off the same amount of time that my husband is taking off with his school break. So I've got this show and the next show tomorrow. And tomorrow will be a fun Christmassy show. It's a Friday, of course. But I wanted to use today as a little bit of a precursor to us going into a break but coming back in 2024. Because we've been talking about 2024 for quite some time. I played that Mayor Adams sound because he's talking about how, everyone's a critic. And if you're a politician, if you're the mayor of New York City, you're not making everybody happy. Now, you can make a lot of people unhappy, but still get the majority of the vote and still be the mayor of the city. But what I like about what he's saying and doing there is that he's reflective of what reality is instead of somehow or another blowing smoke like he's the greatest person ever walk the face of the planet, which is what some politicians might do on both sides of the aisle, I might add. But I think the idea of introspection and asking for feedback is a positive thing. So today's YouTube live chat poll, also because the first poll that I sent both of them was just a question mark because I couldn't come up with anything. Tomorrow we'll do something Christmassy. I wanted to make today a productive one. So I'm asking you to come to the Annie Frey YouTube channel and grade the Annie Frey show. So we do grading polls every once in a while. And so we get 4 options: an A, a B/C, a D, or an F. Now, I understand there are going to be a lot of people who are going to come say nice things. I appreciate each and every one of those. But we also want your comments about the specific things about the show that you really do like, that you really do enjoy, things that we've done that maybe we don't do enough of, or things we do that you think we do too much of. Because I will probably spend up until the day after Christmassing. And then after that, I will kind of go into a lull, and then there will be a moment where I start thinking about coming back to work, and my creative juices will be flowing, and I want to put feedback into that. And 2024 is such a pivotal time for the country, but it will be very important for us to be on point every single day for you from noon to 3 right here on 97.1, and your feedback matters to us. Sometimes it's hard, Ryan, to put yourself out there like that for us to open ourselves up to it, because there's going to be some honest criticism come through today. Sometimes it'll come, I regularly get it to the show Facebook page and that type of stuff. And a lot of times, I would say over 50% of the time I get that criticism, it is useful criticism, not always said in the nicest way, but there is an element to it that I'm always going to listen to.
And that's fine. And today we're actually inviting it. So it's a little bit different because we're going, all right, we're watching for this stuff. We're going to all think about it, consider it. If you want to say mean things, I guess you can. That's just like any other day. But we're actually taking your feedback into consideration because we want constructive criticism and also lavish praise, if I might add. If you love something.
If you do leave us some rich comments in the YouTube portion of the commenting here, we could almost do a roast in the 2 o'clock hour.
That would be fun.
You know what we should do?
Have Trisha come
is
read it.
all of the positive comments we should read with a heavily sarcastic tone.
I don't know that we're gonna read them all on air. Brad? How do you take feedback and constructive criticism?
I take it as just that, feedback and constructive criticism. Even like if somebody's trying to be mean to me, I look for the grain of truth that they based their big, huge, mean comment out of and try to see if maybe there's some truth to that too. So I generally take it pretty well. I can handle it. I got big shoulders and thick skin.
He's
Ryan?
like a caveman.
Ryan, how do you take
My
it?
forehead's not big enough for that, but
criticism. How do I take criticism?
Constructive
criticism.
There's a difference.
I take constructive
I
criticism.
could answer this one for him.
Fair. Depends on the source. Depends on the environment in which it's coming. But
How about internet chat rooms?
I take that usually with a grain of salt.
Right.
But if that comment comes in more than once, then I say, well, maybe, I'll take a look at it. It's so hard because you got to do what you do. And if somebody wants to criticize it, you can make course adjustments, but you can only do so much. We live life on the air. This is who we are. So it's not as if we can't adjust how we present a show, but in a lot of ways, you're hearing just who we are as people.
How often do you, or I guess any of us, I'll speak for myself first, when you tell a story on the air, I get so much feedback when we, like the Kill Meat event, and talking to hundreds of people who we're so grateful to have spent that evening with. It's the most consistent thing that I hear is that they appreciate the personal stories that I tell about my family or that we tell about our lives. And so I'm constantly combing through my life to say, yeah, I'm going to let this one through, or no, I'm not bringing that to the air, because I have to respect everybody who's in my life as well. And there are times it's not frequent, but there are times where I'm like, gosh, I hope I didn't do that wrong. I hope that if somebody heard that, they didn't hear it in a way that I didn't intend. And I do think that that element of this show particularly sets it apart in the lane with which we drive. We could, and I do most of the time, if you're going to tune into the show at noon, I'm not going to be talking like this. I'm going to be saying something about probably the biggest news story of the day or the biggest thing that's striking me. You can ask Brad or the whole team here. I don't write any of that down. I don't plan it out. I come in here and I say it. And that is a little risky because sometimes I'll walk myself into saying something and I'm like, okay, I have to really choose my words carefully. And if I falter, if I say something wrong, or if I put something out there that I didn't intend to do, that can be risky and there could be consequences to that. But what we're doing is very raw. There is nothing. I mean, Ryan, can you think of anything that we've ever done here that is just a manufactured bit?
I can honestly tell you, other than the manufactured bits that we do, like the production pieces,
the obvious, like we're making
things,
a haha joke.
We can't do that because we're on for 3 hours a day. You particularly are leading a show for 3 hours a day. That's something I had to learn from coming from TV and from music radio, is that you have a lot of time to produce, to polish, to create a final product. Going into news radio and talk radio, you just don't. You have no time. You are preparing for the next show the minute that the first show is done. So when we bring a produced piece, you hear that and you know, oh, we actually put some time into that. But that takes what? Maybe you put the same amount of time into a produced piece or a written piece as you do 3 hours of a show. So you literally just don't have the time to do that. You can't write it.
Radio historically has involved bits, phone calls, things that are made for entertainment. And there's usually elements of truth in it, but it's put together in a way that it paints an entertaining picture. Like the 100% of this show is real and raw. And I know that there are times where we go into something and it does not turn out the way that we expected it to. Sometimes that makes it better. Other times you're like, okay, we learned that lesson.
Yeah.
We're gonna move on. But I think about the history of radio and where radio is right now. And I also understand very much so with this show and my history of working with this radio station that digital elements, adding digital elements to terrestrial radio is incredibly important to stay relevant, to find yourself in front of new audiences, younger audiences. I mean, it's no secret that like you don't see radio advertise like marketing the way you used to, because there's just so many more games in town. And so social media is where that area lives. That's basically how we do marketing, and we're hustling, we're doing it ourselves. It's me managing it and Brad and Leah contributing to it based on what we pull that day from the show, hoping that people will say, yeah, that's good, I'll share that. But I mean, that's essentially our marketing. And so we have to constantly be turning and burning as much as we can ourselves. And when I ask a question, grade the Annie Frey Show, and I'm asking for your honest feedback, we have 4 people here who are running the same race to try to make this show the best show it can be. We are limited in, like, we can only do so many things. If we're doing something and we think it's great and we find out on the whole, you guys aren't like super into it, then we need to move on from it, and we need to do more of that other thing that you're like, I love it when you guys XYZ, and we need to invest in that. So this being the second to last show of the year for me, and wanting the opportunity to look and read and consume your honest feedback, come to the Annie Frey YouTube channel and vote, and let us know why. I mean, even if you are very kind and you give us an A, but you still have feedback, we still want that feedback, and we can handle it.
Yeah, we want to know what you like. As if you really like the news and you really prefer when we're getting fired up, because we do. I think all of us get fired up about things that are going on in the world, and we're upset. And I think you guys are too a lot of times. If you want to hear more of that, if you want to hear more of the comedy, more of our lives and stuff, like, let us know what you like. That helps.
Well, I want to feature some of your comments throughout the course of the show. Ryan will be back in for Wiggins America in about 23 minutes or so. And you're going to give us some Christmas statistics, and we're going to find out if we are in the majority or the minority of what most people are or are not doing for Christmas.
Yeah. Lots of different random kind of, not even necessarily traditions, but things that everybody is doing or thinks people are doing at Christmas. Find out how many people are actually doing it, whether you are, what percentage actually are.
All right. Well, let's take a quick break here. When we come back, Hans von Spakovsky is going to join us with the Heritage Foundation, legal expert, of course. We've got a lot of things to talk to him about. For instance, Donald Trump saying to the Supreme Court, no, I don't want you to rule on this appeal from Jack Smith that went straight to the Supreme Court to see if he could be charged with that, if he would have immunity or not in those J6 cases. And also, we have just learned that Rudy Giuliani has filed for bankruptcy in that defamation case. I think it was a $148 million settlement. What's that mean for Rudy Giuliani and the people who won that case? Hans von Spakovsky on the Annie Frey Show when we return. .com is the website. Have you shopped there yet? I hope you have. I hope you have, and I hope that you're just hoping that I'll list some of the things that are on sale right now, because I don't need to sell you on the idea of going into Ruler Foods for the first time. So for the folks who have heard me, and I met several of you at the Ruler Foods Food Drive, and you've been in there and you've shopped now that I've talked about it, this is for you. Right now they have Sugardale shank or butt portion ham, limit 1, 87 cents a pound. They have Mary Calendar pies, $5.99 each. Kroger 5-pound potatoes or 3-pound yellow onions, $1.97 each. And they have Heritage Farm whole chicken fryer drumsticks or thighs, 97 cents a pound. For the people who haven't made the visit yet to Ruler Foods, you type in your zip code at rulerfoods.com and you'll see the location closest to your home, to your church, to your place of work. Save money on that Christmas meal that you're cooking this year, on the snacks, the baking that you might be doing. Each time you shop at Ruler Foods, you're going to be able to access those name brands. Plus, you're going to be able to see the Kroger brands at Ruler Foods prices. Save when you shop at Ruler Foods. Go to rulerfoods.com.
I was having a lot of sinus infections. My sinuses were clogged, pressure, headaches.
Linda suffered for years with chronic sinus infections.
You don't feel like doing anything. When you feel like your head is completely clogged, all you want to do is just lay down and sleep. And the pressure, it's just not fun, always walking around with a headache.
Now, her issues are gone. How? A minimally invasive procedure done in the office of St. Louis Sinus Centers called balloon sinuplasty.
I really did not know what it was like to feel like you're really breathing and not being so clogged up. I would do it again in a heartbeat, and I would definitely recommend it for someone else.
Do you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, congestion? Find out if balloon sinuplasty is the solution for you. Set an appointment today with St. Louis Sinus Centers. Call 314-332-2885. 314-332-2885. That's 314-332-2885.
Mark Cox here. I've got an idea. Let's all go to Italy next spring. I'm going to the Amalfi Coast next spring with my friends of conservativetours.com, and you can go along as well. We'll cover Rome, the Amalfi Coast, Puglia, the Isle of Capri, the Abbey of Monte Cassino. It may be one of Italy's best-kept secrets. You know, I've been to the Amalfi Coast before. It is without a doubt one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen. While you're there, you can take a high-speed jet foil over to the Isle of Capri, which is a site that everyone needs to see. Positano is absolutely beautiful. Sorrento is just gorgeous. You'll get to visit the ruins of Pompeii as one of your side trips if you go on this trip. It's $53.67 a person. That includes your airfare from St. Louis. Call them toll free at 888-733-9494. It's 888-733-9494 or conservativetours.com.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Air Comfort Service is celebrating 54 years of residential and commercial service, maintenance, and installation of heating and cooling systems. Get in your comfort zone. Visit aircomfortservice.com.
Shows that make a difference. Mark Cox, Brian Kilmeade, Annie Frey, Mark Reardon and Dana Lesh, Heidi Harris, Wiggins America. Where St. Louis comes to talk. 97.1 FM Talk.
Love incarnate, love divine.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Star and angels gave the sign.
Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Frey Show.
Bow to babe on bended knee. The savior of humanity. Unto us a child is born. He shall reign forevermore. No.
This is a tough one for the Supreme Court to abandon their two pillars that they claim to be making all their decisions around. So as a lawyer, I get this, and I think there is a real strong case for the Supreme Court to agree with Colorado. As somebody who is a politician, I think it's a real bad decision because I think it really helps Donald Trump. And I don't like anything that helps Donald Trump. I find myself in the weird position of agreeing with Bill Barr in terms of it helping him. I think it does help him.
Well, Missouri, your former Senator Claire McCaskill talking about the Colorado Supreme Court decision to bar Donald Trump from the ballot. Let's get to our guest, Hans von Spakovsky, who's on the phone with us right now, senior legal fellow at the Heritage Foundation. Hans, welcome back to the show. It's good to have you.
Thanks for having me.
So the Colorado decision, the Supreme Court, a lot of people are saying that the Colorado Supreme Court is going to go to the United States Supreme Court, and people are asking for a 9-0 decision against what they said. What's your reaction to what Colorado did this week?
it's one of the most abusive political decisions I think I've ever seen a state Supreme Court make. It's really a example of judicial arrogance, and it's unprecedented that 4 judges, 3 dissenters, 4 judges said, we're not going to allow the 4.5 million registered voters of the state to vote. And by the way, Claire McCaskill, she got it exactly wrong. She said, oh, well, if the Supreme Court follows its rules, they'll leave the Colorado rule in place. No, what she's talking about is that the U.S. Supreme Court has said you shouldn't change the rules of an election close to the election. Well, that's exactly what Colorado has done. We are very close not only to the primary election dates, but the ballots are already being printed and are going to be sent out way ahead of time. And yet, with the Colorado court, in fact, is changing the rules right before the election. So she got it wrong, as she does so many other things.
I have to say, Hans, as somebody who gets to speak to legal experts like yourself, among other people who pop in and out throughout the course of the week, it is almost impossible as a non-legal eagle to understand what's going on right now. I saw Ken Paxton, the AG in Texas, is suing, I guess, Jack Smith or somebody because of the lawsuits he's bringing. I mean, the appeals and the levels of appeal, and now we know Donald Trump doesn't want the direct appeal to the Supreme Court from Jack Smith to happen that way, to stay in the federal appeals court. I mean, I can't even articulate it the way it's supposed to go. At what point do Americans who should be able to rely on equal justice under the law check out completely and make this completely tribal?
Well, that's already unfortunately been happening. And by the way, look, this is all a relatively recent phenomena. It was the 2000 election down in Florida that led to an explosion in lawsuits over election rules and election issues. So this is really something that's developed in the last 20-something years. But now, yeah, there are so many. Look, I do this for a living. I have trouble keeping track of all the different lawsuits all around. But look, going back to the Colorado case, these judges are obviously wrong in what they did. And I actually thought the world might be coming to an end this morning when I read an editorial by Ruth Marcus of the Washington Post. Ruth Marcus is probably one of the most left-wing editorial board members in the United States, and yet she was agreeing with the points I've made about why the Colorado judges were wrong. And there are numerous reasons for it, the most obvious of which is that they got it grievously wrong when they said that Section 3, which is the part of the 14th Amendment that they're relying on, applies to Donald Trump. It doesn't. It doesn't apply to him as a former president. In the same way, it would not apply to Joe Biden if he became a former president and was accused of this kind of thing. So, I mean, their decision is just wrong.
When I listen to you say how obvious this is wrong, and, if it goes to the Supreme Court, I just think of scenario after scenario after scenario where what is so very obvious doesn't end up being what materializes. Do you see, is it a possibility that this goes to the Supreme Court, they take the case, and it comes back 6-3, 7-2, something like that?
Yes. I could easily see it. I mean, I think Trump is going to win on this, but I could easily see it coming back 7-2 because while I think the conservatives might be able to persuade Elena Kagan, one of the liberals, to vote the right way, Brown Jackson and Sotomayor are two of the most, frankly, politically biased judges, I think, that have ever been on the Supreme Court. In decision after decision after decision, they do what the social justice crowd wants them to do rather than apply the Constitution the way it's written. So I could see them agreeing with the Colorado court. But I think the Supreme Court will take the case. I think they'll decide it on a very fast basis, and I think they will reverse the Colorado court. And look, and you know why this is important. There's at least a dozen more lawsuits like this proceeding all over the country. So they have got to come down with a ruling on this.
Yeah, and a definitive one. I've already heard, it was
Yes.
Marie Harf on Fox News today was asked about, I think the question that was posed to her was something about what Joe Biden's reaction was when he was like, well, Trump's an insurrectionist. But she then went on and immediately went into, and I go, okay, here comes the talking point. And I hadn't thought about it yet, but it was good to hear her say it to tip us off that this is what is coming next. If it comes down 6-3 or 7-2, we're going to be getting told about the activist Supreme Court. We're going to be told about the politicization of the Supreme Court. And then we're going to probably get back into the conversation about the expansion of the Supreme Court in an election year. Or at least that's what it feels like it might go to me.
Oh, yeah. Look, you could already see this. I think it was CNN yesterday saying the Supreme Court is going to decide the 2024 election. No. If the Supreme Court comes out and overturns the Colorado decision, what they will be doing, or the effect of their decision will be to say the voters will get to decide. Because that's what these four judges in Colorado did. It was very anti-democratic. They took it away. The choice of who should be a candidate for president, who should be president, they took it away from the more than 4.5 million registered voters in Colorado.
Yeah, like the dangerous thing here is leaving it in the hands of the American public voters, is what it seems like.
That's their attitude.
Yeah.
That's their attitude, isn't it?
Yep. Hans von Spakovsky with us right now. I want to shift topics just a little bit because we've talked a lot about the Colorado scenario on the show, and I guess we wait now for the Supreme Court to hopefully act with haste on that. Rudy Giuliani got smashed with a huge, huge amount of money that he was going to owe these two women, these poll workers in Georgia. I think it was $148 million, and the news has come out today that he is going to file for bankruptcy. What do you make of the way that scenario played out? It seemed as though that the attorney for Rudy Giuliani in his statement said that Rudy Giuliani did make mistakes. Like, he did do some things wrong here, but they were hoping for the jury to not decide an incredibly drastic decision against him punitively, and they really came down with a hammer.
How in the world, even if you assume that Giuliani did something wrong, which is very tough to prove in a defamation case, how in the world did these women suffer $148 million in damages? Come on. Yeah. This is a punishment verdict put in by a biased jury. This was not a real case where a jury was actually looking at the potential damages. Damages to their reputation, I'm willing to bet if you asked 99.9% of the people in Georgia, if you gave them the names of these two poll workers who supposedly had their reputations damaged, every single one of those residents of Georgia would say, huh? Who are you talking about? So how could they have suffered such a huge amount of damages to their reputation when nobody knows who the heck they are?
Man, that's an interesting point. Before we let you go, we're speaking with Hans von Spakovsky, the Senior Legal Fellow at the Heritage Foundation. In 2024, Americans are going to have a massive decision, and it really couldn't be more clear. You have two candidates, at least, that are leading their parties right now in Biden and Trump. There's no intersection of the circles of their Venn diagram. They're apart. You have to be in one camp or the other. And the justice system, I think, is the thing that frightens the most people right now, because these are, generally speaking, appointed people serving in positions unelected and drastically affecting the way we view our country. What needs to happen with whomever wins that 2024 election, or what does Joe Biden need to do as the president right now to get us back to a place where we can trust that our justice system is fair?
Every single one of the political appointees in the Department of Justice, from Merrick Garland down, need to be asked to immediately resign and be replaced. Every single one of the FBI agents, lawyers in the Justice Department, who have engaged in wrongdoing now for years, everything from the abuse of the FISA statute to those individuals who are involved, as we now have found out, in the organized effort to convince and pressure and coerce social media companies to censor the opinions of Americans. Every single one of those individuals needs to be fired from their positions. I can't think of anything more dangerous to the liberty and freedom of Americans than having those kind of bureaucrats who are willing to abuse their power in office. And that's the only way to try to right the ship of what's become a two-tier justice system.
Hans, in your viewing of what's taken place in the campaign so far, you don't have to even name names, but have you heard anybody articulate that they are capable and willing to do what you just said needs to be done?
No, not to the extent that it needs to be done. Put me in charge and I would do it.
All right. I will forward that along to anybody who will listen to me, Hans. Merry Christmas to you. We're so grateful for you and your time here with us. Our listeners appreciate you so much. Thanks for being with us here each week. We look forward to the new year with you.
Thanks, and Merry Christmas to you.
Bye-bye. Hans von Spakovsky is a senior legal fellow at the Heritage Foundation. He's a former FEC commissioner, DOJ lawyer, and author of the book, Our Broken Elections, a good one to read up on before we hit 2024. Quick break. When we come back, Wiggins America in studio. Christmas stats. Where do you fall? Are you in the majority or the minority of a lot of these Christmas traditions that people participate in? We'll find out with Ryan Wiggins here in the studio when we come back. Don't go away.
Star and angels gave the sign. Bow to babe on bended knee, the savior of humanity. Unto us a child is born, he shall reign forevermore. No, come and see what God has done. No, the story of amazing love, the light of the world, given for us.
Stewart's American Mortgage, home of the Bagel Loan. Stewie is there waiting for you to connect with him because he can help you. That's really as simple as it gets, because a mortgage is a huge decision to make, where you're going to get your mortgage when you're buying a home. I know people are watching as the rates have come down and they're kind of sitting on the edge of their seats trying to decide, is this when I get back into the buying market? If you've been thinking about it, maybe inventory's been too low and prices have been way high. As those rates come down, you're going to see more inventory go onto the market, and you need to get in there and you need to have that conversation. But make sure you talk to Stewie before you get that pre-approval somewhere else, because he can get you the pre-approval. If you find the house that you want, you can close in less than 2 weeks, which makes you a pretty aggressive buyer for people who are looking to sell. And he's got zero closing costs. I mean, that's really the big sell here on the Bagel Loan. No closing costs. They don't exist. He doesn't hide them. They're not rolled into the loan. They're not there. It's the Bagel Loan, and Bagel looks like a zero, and that's why he calls it a Bagel Loan. Zero closing cost. Call him or text him at 314-324-4440. That's 314-324-4440. Google the Bagel Loan, NMLS number 226715.
Has anyone ever taken the time to help you at a point in your life when you were in desperate need? How did that make you feel toward the person that helped you? The word gratitude comes to mind. Hi, I'm Martin Winslow, founder and president of Bethlehem Christian Academy. Through the years, I've met so many children that have gratitude toward those who helped them through their child sponsorships. Currently, BCA has 2,000 students spread over 4 countries, full of children filled with gratitude toward those who've helped them. But there continues to be great need. BCA's ministry is transforming lives by feeding and educating poor and orphan children in some of the poorest places in Africa and South Asia. Here's how you can help. For just $36 a month, you can offer these kids hope of a better future, but more importantly, give them the opportunity to learn about Jesus. You can also join us on a mission trip to one of our several school locations overseas and meet the child you sponsor. Remember that feeling of gratitude you had toward the person who helped you out? Wouldn't you like to pass that feeling on to someone else? To find out more about how you can get involved with BCA's ministry, please visit bcaministries.com. That's bcaministries.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
STL Today is named Under Law 2023's Best St. Louis Law Firm. We'll continue to make a difference, one case at a time.
When you're injured, call Onder Law at 314 or 618-9000000.
How would you like to make no mortgage payments for 2 months? Are you tired of making minimum payments on high-interest credit cards? Is student loan repayment giving you the blues? Your home equity is at an all-time high. Use that equity to save hundreds every month. Call 314-567-GOLD now and give yourself a payment break. That's 314-567-GOLD. Or visit goldenoaklending.com. NMLS 114937.
A very Christmassy Wiggins America coming up next. The YouTube live chat poll of the day. Grade the Annie Frey Show. It's not too often you're going to hear that question. Grade the Annie Frey Show. A, B, or a C, D, or an F.
We want real feedback.
Yes, we do.
We have people who are saying, we give you an A, but I really like this segment, and I kind of tune out when we have that segment or whatever it is. We want it. We want to hear it.
Exactly. So let us know. This is the best opportunity to do so as we get ready for the holiday season. 12:45. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
Shows that make a difference in your day.
Your home for conservative talk.
97.1 FM Talk.
How'd you like to spend Christmas on Christmas Island? How'd you like to spend a holiday away across the sea? How'd you like to spend Christmas on Christmas Island? How'd you like to hang your stocking on a great big coconut tree?
Wiggins! Oh! Wiggins! Love it. All right, what we have here is a whole bunch of Christmas-oriented stats. I want to find out whether...
You said oriented, and I thought you were going to say Oriental, and I was like, we can't say that.
Well, you can say Oriental because it just refers to like furniture and things.
You just can't, you don't refer to people.
That's correct.
But you can refer to like a rug.
Yeah, exactly.
But you just started
but
saying
none of that mattered because...
Just the state of the world and my life that we live in where I'm constantly like, don't say that.
I know.
You started saying, I'm like,
I was thinking about that the other day.
It's okay.
Yeah, how people won't even say the word Oriental to refer to furniture or goods, even though that's completely acceptable. Because people are like, oh, can I say that?
And
yes,
if that
you can.
has changed, let us know.
Yeah, let us know. I mean, the rules are changing every day.
We mean well.
Right.
We're trying so hard.
Right. All right, here we go. Let us know whether you, and you can comment on this in the live chat as well. Do you buy a gift, we'll start with this one, for your pet?
Brad?
Oh, yeah, we buy a gift for my pet.
A gift or multiple gifts?
I think we just get him one, and then we'll find some of his toys around the house and wrap them up so he can rip the boxes open.
You can do the same thing for toddlers.
I love that. That's a great idea.
Yeah, he doesn't know. I mean, we buy a gift for my dog for my wife. Does that make sense?
Wait, what?
We buy the gift for my dog for my wife because my wife enjoys watching Poe open presents on Christmas Day because he digs into it and rips in it. And now he has come to expect that anytime there's like presents setting out, he will go bark at the pile knowing that there is probably a treat in there for him.
Leah, you got a pet?
I have 2 dogs.
Look, you have big dogs, don't you?
Yeah.
What kind of dogs are they?
One is a Burmese mountain dog mix, and the other one is a I'm blanking on the name, border collie mix.
Names?
Shotgun and Busby.
Shaka and Busby?
Shotgun.
Oh, Shotgun.
Shaka.
Shaka, like
Shaka
Khan.
Their names are Shaka and Khan, or Khan and Shaka. It just
Wow.
depends on the day.
You're a huge fan of Shaka Khan. I didn't know that.
Do you get them Christmas presents?
We've gotten them presents, not specifically for Christmas. The last
So
one was
you're not
Halloween.
getting them Christmas presents then?
No.
'Cause that's the question.
They got a present for Halloween. They're gonna have to wait a bit.
You don't want to spoil them.
Did you wrap that and put that under the Halloween tree?
No, we made him wear it.
Absolutely, I do not get my dog presents.
You don't?
No.
So when we had a dog, we had a St. Bernard, big dog, and we absolutely every year would buy that dog a bone, and she would sniff that thing out before Christmas every year.
She is at the groomers today, so that's kind of like can I count that for dog gift?
No, you cannot.
Well, I can do what
Primping
I
doesn't
want.
count. No,
What?
it doesn't count.
A sanitary shave?
No. The sanitary shave. Is it hairless now?
I haven't seen her yet. I don't know.
Okay, well then that puts Brad and I firmly in the majority because 81% of respondents to this poll said they do buy a
80?
Christmas. 81%.
What's wrong with you people?
Say they do buy a present for their animal. Absolutely.
Well, the thing about it is, too, I think for a lot of people, they, like, I don't know, for me, my dog is my dog. It's like a buddy. But for a lot of people, they treat their dog almost like a child.
Oh, yeah.
And
before we
and
had
that's
kids.
a lot where that,
Yeah.
especially before they
Yeah.
have kids.
I almost probably don't do it because of that.
I get that.
That's fair.
I probably, I spoil Rosie every night. I have to, it's funny, I have to walk around my bed and I have to jump in my bed and get the covers up as fast as I can because I don't want her dogness on the sheets, but if she can be on the top blanket, I have a top blanket on there so she can be, but I have to hurry up and get there and I'm like, wait. And I get in like whoosh. And then she jumps up and she lays all the way up on me and she just puts her face right here and she snuggles with me. And Jared does not like that. And I do not care. But I will also give her scraps and stuff of food. So I spoil her. I'm not wrapping the dog a gift. That's not happening.
You are among the minority then because only 19% say they don't.
I am real unfamiliar with the minority.
What about, would you say that your pet enjoys the holiday season more than you?
My pet enjoys everything more than I do.
That's a good point. Brad, does your pet enjoy the holiday season more than you do?
No, he has no idea what's going on.
Leah?
What was the question?
I like how Brad
Sorry.
and Leah are both leaning 6 feet away from their microphones.
Yeah,
during
and I'm
your
like,
segment.
Brad, Leah? They're like,
Sorry.
shoot, we're doing other work. Does your pet enjoy the holiday season more than you do?
No.
Okay, good. 20% said yes. Which means 80% said no. How long does it take you to get ready for Christmas? Now, this would include all of the decorating, baking, shopping, and wrapping. How many weeks would you say it takes you from the time you start till Christmas?
I think I would start 4 weeks before. I'll really start in January, but I don't know that I'm ever, quote unquote, ready for Christmas. So I'll put 4 solid weeks into gift buying, cards, stuff like that. And then whenever Christmas gets here, this is as ready as I'm getting.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that.
I will just say that I give it my best effort for about 10 weeks because it is finished when it's over. And I'm like, well, high five, Jared, we tried.
Yeah, you're going to get to the finish line one way or another.
Yeah.
But you would say 10 weeks you're putting into getting ready for crossing that finish line. Okay. The average person, 6 weeks. I would say that's about where I'm at, actually.
Yeah.
Outdoor Christmas decorations, putting them up? Yes, I think we're all yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah. 70% of Americans do. But there's no way.
No way. I was to say that's high.
That seems high based on the number
I
of
wonder
houses.
if you put your Christmas wreath on your front door. If
that probably counts.
I was going to say, I think
that
if
might be all some people can
I was
do.
going to say, if I think I drove through my neighborhood, there's probably 70% of the houses in my neighborhood have something Christmas
Yeah,
up.
but you live in Pleasantville.
No, I don't. I live in O'Fallon.
I think a lot of people would say that's Pleasantville.
Use that as the
For
promo.
the record, we love O'Fallon.
O'Fallon, Illinois, not O'Fallon, not Mo Fallon.
Use that as the promo. It was such a funny line.
Yeah,
No,
and
I
put
don't.
it-
I live in
and make it
O'Fallon.
the Mark Cox Show promo, not ours.
When do you do those outdoor decorations? At what point? Basically using Thanksgiving as the demarcation
As soon
line.
as possible.
You do it before that?
If I can get it done.
Is that a yes? That's a yes.
I'm going to say yes. I didn't
Brad?
execute it as well this year, but
Say it again.
Do you do your decorations, outdoor decorations,
He's not
before or
listening.
after Thanksgiving?
doing?
First nice day after Thanksgiving.
So you're after. Leah?
I think after. Yeah, same as him. Nice
I'm
day.
usually after, not because I want to be, but like Annie, it's like as soon as I can.
Yeah.
34% say they do before Thanksgiving. So
if
the majority
Halloween
after.
was a Friday and November 1st was a Saturday and that day was nice, I would have lights on in the front of my house.
Yeah, me too. How about taking decorations down? Not when, just do you?
Yes. And I would say January 1st or 2nd. I need a clean break. I need to move on. I don't like the lingering.
What about leaving them up but not on?
No.
You got to take them down.
They never turn off. They get turned off when I put them in the tote.
Okay.
So this year, usually I take them down like the week after Christmas or after New Year. But this year we got some new LED lighting that is designed to be permanently installed. So I'll be leaving that up, but I won't be turning it on. And then I can also program it to light up for different holidays.
Yeah, heads up, O'Fallon.
Yeah, what's
watch
up?
out,
We're about to
Pleasantville.
turn it into Pleasantville.
So you technically then never take them down because the answer to the question is 1% of America never takes down their Christmas decorations.
Yeah, Brad's totally one of those people.
He is now.
Ooh, let's talk about him while he's not on his microphone.
Exactly. What about your celebrations this year, more or less? Is it a bigger Christmas for you or less?
Same. I mean, I would say in the wake of my grandma passing in 2020, because she was the last grandparent on both sides, my family and Jared's family. And, when they're around, you adhere to the traditions that grandma and great grandma or great grandpa expect. And so in 2020, it kind of shifted a little bit, but we see family, and our family, we're blessed to have basically our entire family here. So it's about the same.
Yeah, I would say ours is about as big as ever. The stat is that 4 in 10 just this year are planning to downsize their Christmas celebration. So 40% are downsizing. That may be because of the next question. Are you worried about affording Christmas this year?
Yeah, it's very important to remember that if you're spending money on things, you have to be able to afford the things that you're spending money on. And when you're buying for kids and you see something and you think you're done, but then you see something and then you're like, oh, now they're not even on gifts.
Mm-hmm.
You got to fight that.
So yes.
Yeah,
Are you
I would
worried
say
about?
worried is a strong word, but I am definitely
Thinking
aware
about
of
it.
it. Yeah, I would say probably in the yes.
You thinking about affording Christmas this year? Is it on your mind?
We've talked about how much we're spending now, and we've had to roll back a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Leah, too?
Yeah,
yes?
definitely.
I think everybody's a yes. Study found that 72% of Americans are worried about affording the cost of the season this year to some degree. How about this? Are you buying a gift for your significant other? If you have one?
This is the first year that I've been shopping for other people, and I've been telling Jared, like, I kind of like this. He's like, buy it. And I'm like, will you wrap it for me? And he's like, sure.
You've gotten to that stage.
I got, what time is it? The kids are still at school. I was shopping in Kohl's for a couple of things for the kids, and I came across a white Nike hat, and it's an Air Force hat, and it says AF.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
I said to him, and it was like on clearance. It was a Nike hat on clearance at Kohl's. Ryan, this is how you do it.
Okay.
And I said, it was like $20. I was like, I have to buy this, right? He goes, you have to buy it. I go, will you wrap it for me? He said, sure.
If only there was a branch of the military that was RW. Which one of these? Oh, by the way, the stat is that 16% of parents or people who are with somebody are not getting gifts for each other this year.
I actually think I'd be in that 16%. We're not really.
Oh, we always do. I think it's getting less and less as time goes
Jared?
by. But which of these gets you in the Christmas spirit the quickest? Spending time with loved ones, decorating the tree, seeing Christmas lights, or listening to Christmas music?
You said the quickest?
Yep.
Probably Christmas music, but the best part is spending time with loved ones.
Anybody else want to chime in on that one? Leah? Spending time with loved ones, decorating the tree, seeing lights, or Christmas music?
Which one's my favorite?
Which one gets you into the Christmas spirit the quickest?
The music.
Music.
I mean,
me too.
As soon as you hear your first Christmas song of the season, it's like,
yep.
Okay.
I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm there, but you're among the majority.
I'm the tree.
Really? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so the order was the order that I gave them in: spending time with loved ones, decorating the tree, holiday lights, and then Christmas music. Do we have time? Last one. Have you ever been hurt while putting up the tree?
No.
I think that Jared stabbed his thumb this year.
Okay.
Maybe. Like on a tree branch or something like that. Yeah, I bet so.
So this is an ever question, not just this year.
Yeah, I'd say be a yes.
No. No.
Percentage?
20%. Americans have been hurt while putting up the tree.
Tyrus, when we come back.
At Odyssey, we believe in casting a wide net to create a diverse and inclusive workforce, as we value the power of community and encourage local organizations to help us in referring qualified applicants to our stations. If you're a community organization interested in receiving our vacancy information, simply email equalemployment@odyssey.com. You'll be directly notified of our open positions. Again, that's equalemployment@odyssey.com. And for our listeners, we invite you to visit odysseyinc.com/careers. There, you'll find an online listing of job openings at all Odyssey radio stations.
Hi, I'm Jim Brennan. In celebration of McKelvey Homes' 125th anniversary, we're having our biggest sale of the year. Save up to $89,000, get special financing in the fives, and free closing costs on all move-in ready homes. Visit The Preserve on Mackenzie Road near Watson for a variety of homes from the 400s, or Inverness in St. Charles at Bryan and Feisey Road. Don't miss this opportunity to save big and get in before the holidays. Visit McKelveyHomes.com.
KFTK FM Florissant. From the Under Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studio, 97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
A steady stream at the southern border. Lisa Brady, Fox News. CPB officials say December is averaging about 10,000 illegal crossings per day.
Here in Lukeville, Arizona this morning, hundreds of adult men from around the world, mostly from Africa, waiting for Border Patrol processing right now. Had a chance to talk to some of these guys. They're going all over the place. They told us Minnesota, New York, Chicago, and New Jersey, some of the cities they're heading to in the United States.
Fox's Bill Malugin, the Texas governor, now flying illegal immigrants to sanctuary cities. Senate negotiators plan to keep talking remotely over the holiday break about possible immigration reforms. Republicans want border changes as a condition of an aid package that includes funding for Israel and Ukraine. Well, the White House just announcing that the Homeland Security Chief and Secretary of State are being sent to Mexico in the coming days to meet with the Mexican president, who spoke with President Biden earlier today.
The two leaders agreed that additional enforcement actions are urgently needed so that key ports of entry can be reopened across our shared border.
National Security Council spokesman John Kirby. This as agriculture groups urge the reopening of two rail crossings in Texas, warning about the economic impacts after the federal government closed them as border agents were reassigned to handle more processing of migrants. Less than a month to the Iowa caucuses, immigration also a hot topic on the campaign trail.
I don't think people that come illegally are entitled to birthright citizenship.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis in Iowa, where Nikki Haley told a town hall event today the border must be secured to keep Americans safe.
Right now, America's acting like it's September 10th, and we better remember what September 12th felt like, because it only takes one.
New Fox Business polls, though, show former President Trump topping 50% support in Iowa, his biggest lead yet. America is listening to Fox News.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare information guide absolutely free. Call 800-919-3200. That's 800-919-3200. 800-919-3200.
Paid actor portrayal.
Life can be so unpredictable. After losing my dad, it made me think about my family if something were to happen to me. I had heard about life insurance through Ethos and how easy it was to get coverage. They were right. In 10 minutes, I was covered. And boom, family protected.
Ethos fast and easy online term life insurance up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
This afternoon, 58 for the high with a mix of clouds and sunshine. Tonight, clouds, rain developing mainly after midnight, 45. Friday, periods of rain throughout the day, 55. That rain comes to an end Friday evening. Saturday is a dry day, but lots of clouds and 58. Sunday, rain develops again, 60, with periods of rain for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
It's a Christmas tradition on 97.1 FM Talk. The Annie Frey Show Christmas Special. Music and entertainment to make the most out of your celebrations. Starting Christmas Eve at noon and Christmas Day at 7 a.m.
It's winter. Let's talk about garage doors. Your garage doors. Is it loud? Letting cold air in around the frame? Overhead Door Company of St. Louis will make it all better. For just 2 weeks, they're providing their full 26-task garage door tune-up for just $69. That's just $69 for up to 3 garage doors and openers. You need this done for winter, so why not now? And for just $69. Schedule now at overheaddoorsstlouis.com. Overheaddoorsstlouis.com.
The T.R. Hughes Homes for the Holiday sale is going on now for the rest of the year with unbelievable savings. Hi, I'm Tom Hughes with T.R. Hughes Homes. We have several brand new completed T.R. Hughes homes that are ready now for immediate move-in. Some of these homes are already discounted between $30,000 and $50,000 off regular price, and each home will be discounted another $5,000 every week in December until they're gone. Wait a week or 2 or 3 for a lower price and take the chance someone else just bought your dream home. Wooded half-acre home sites in Arbor Valley and Winsville. A beautiful country setting in Riverdale, just 9 minutes from the St. Peter's Deerbergs, and Charlestown Landing in St. Charles City near Newtown. Don't miss this unbelievable chance to save tens of thousands of dollars on completed, move-in ready T.R. Hughes homes. This sale is over on December 31st. All of us at T.R. Hughes Homes would like to say thank you to the several thousand families that have trusted us to build your dream home over the last 30 years. From our family to yours, we would like to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and a safe and prosperous New Year.
This is Kim St. Ange with the Mark Cox Morning Show on 97.1 FM Talk. I can see clearly now thanks to Doctors Birdie and Malhotra with Ophthalmology Associates, and you can too. Go to youridoc.com today or call 314-966-5000.
Warmest wishes for a joyous holiday season and a happy new year from your friends at Odyssey and Onder Law Injury Lawyers.
This hour. Low prices, no coupons. Ruler Foods.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong. I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
You know, every election cycle we talk about this is the most election of our lifetime. Lawrence, this one is. I have been fortunate and blessed to, during the course of being vice president, have many situations where it becomes clear to me that there are, you know, people of every age and gender, by the way, who see something about being the first that lets them know they don't need to be limited by other people's limited understanding of who can do what.
Brian?
Well, as usual, there's so much truth in what she's saying that it's going to take.
You just have to unscramble it.
Rearrange
the words.
It's not even the words so much. It's that the truths she's hitting on are so deep and eternal that we actually can't quite understand it yet.
It's actually the platform of the Democratic Party. One more time, this is the...
You know, every election cycle we talk about this is the most election of our lifetime.
This is the most election of our lifetime. It feels that way.
I mean, it's very true.
You might call it a little extra.
Mm-hmm. You might. Or you could say it was the most.
If Joe Biden does not become the nominee, I don't know I don't know how the Kamala Harris question gets rectified. I don't know how the Democrat Party can say no to Joe Biden as the nominee and no to Kamala Harris as the nominee. Joe Biden himself is the one who made it very important for everyone to understand how important it was for him to pick a woman of color, not the best and the brightest that he could find anywhere. And I'm not specifically in this segment saying that Kamala Harris isn't the best and brightest, but I'm not saying she's not either. But if that was so important to be the vice president, how could you possibly say that the glass ceiling stops between VP and president? Let's talk to our guest, Tyrus, about it. co-host of the Tyrus and Tim podcast. Tyrus, welcome to the Annie Frey Show. Good to have you here. Merry Christmas to you first and foremost. Let's do that first.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you and yours also.
We're talking a little bit about this. You guys on the Gutfeld Show play drums behind Kamala Harris, and it does do a certain something to make it at least entertaining, if not make sense. But I'm wondering if you're thinking in 2024, if Joe Biden is the guy they're going to ride into November with, and if not, what do they do with Kamala Harris?
Well, her last speech was so bad we didn't even use drums. I was convinced that she was drunk. I mean, she started with an incomplete sentence, and at one point she said something like Asians versus gendered. It was one of the worst speeches I've ever seen, and it's like it's beyond the joke now. The joke is over. It's either, and again, it's disrespectful to say someone they're drunk, but when their sentences are incomplete and don't make any sense and inebriated at the highest level, she's the vice president of the United States. She's next on. She's on deck. So the fact that she can't get through a speech with a complete sentence is troubling. But then again, neither can our president. But we don't think his is something else. We think it's old age. But the ticket, I don't think the ticket will change at all. And I'll tell you why. Is because the unelected are able to get all their policies across with this tandem. He's incompetent. He walks up and down the halls, apparently screaming that he's younger than he feels. Every speech we get from her is more confusing. So right now, the progressives who can't get elected on their own merit are running these crazy programs, these equity hires, putting all their people in place. And they're doing it without anyone going, hey, this isn't what I ran on. Hey, this is not what I want to do. So I don't see any reason at all for them to change. And they don't need a candidate because their candidate is President Trump. They think they have enough votes to vote against him. Yeah. Opposed to voting for Gavin Newsom or something. Listen, if Gavin Newsom runs and he beats Trump in an election, then you accept it. But but they're not willing to take that chance. They've done a good job of it. I mean, they literally had a court in Colorado basically disqualify him because apparently he was convicted of insurrection at some point. I guess I missed that. And I work. Yeah. And I work in a newsroom, so I would think it would come across at least once, right under sidewalk widening in New York. Page 2, President Trump was convicted of insurrection, which is treason, which I think might be the death penalty. So, I mean, I think that would come up. So there's no reason, nothing's going to change.
I wonder, Tyrus, because when I think back to, it did not take long for the word insurrection to be thrown out over and over and over again. I mean, Joe Biden wasn't sworn in as the president before that word was being laid out there. They tried to impeach him the second time for January 6th. It didn't work, didn't stick. But they've really stuck with it all this time. And it's almost as if you hear the president of the United States now, Joe Biden, say, well, he is an insurrectionist. Like the president of the United States, the guy who's supposed to be there to be the executor of everything that is American, is saying, well, yeah, he is an insurrectionist, and essentially permitting the Colorado decision to be acceptable politically across at least his supporters. That's a pretty tragic turn of events for the idea of innocent before proven guilty, the rule of law, due process. I mean, the president of the United States is a party to it.
Well, with them, it's a consistent tragedy in the sense that, remember, he was a Russian agent for the first 3 years of his presidency. The dossier was the Bible. Let's not forget that this is part of their playbook. They just call him something. He's racist. He's misogynistic. He's a treasonous double agent for Russia. So he said that the Klan was good people. Like, they don't need facts. That's what they don't run. Facts are the arch enemy of this new regime hiding under the camouflage of the Democratic Party. This is not, they don't represent Democrats. This is that Marxist, socialist, progressive unit that can't, the Bernie Sanders unit, that can't get elected on their own. And they just lucked out into Biden's health and mental state deteriorating and putting in. And here's the thing. That's why you put equity hires in. They're completely incompetent, not qualified for the job. So they're going to these people for leadership, and they basically say what they're told to say. And that's the problem with equity hires. Being hired because of the way you look has nothing to do with your resume, whether you can do the job or not. And to be honest with you, I'm surprised. I thought based off of her time as when she was a prosecutor and stuff, she seemed to be pretty vicious, pretty straight ahead. So I thought at the very least we would have a VP that was tough on crime and, would be pretty outspoken about things. But we've gotten the complete opposite. And it's literally, it's very troubling to see the deterioration of her speeches. So it's a sad state of affairs. The only way this works is if they're voted out of office. And that's the only way this works.
I wonder if you feel like there's a retribution coming for the diversity hire, your equity hire, whatever people want to call it. The president himself said he wanted to pick a woman of color. I mean, that narrows down the possible candidates quite a bit. Now, I can understand how if you have a woman of color who were to enter into that position, that it would be historical and momentous. I don't have a problem with that. I don't know that the same people will be championing Nikki Haley should she become the president that championed that specific.
But Nikki Haley's qualified, and she's getting the American people's ear. And if President Trump wasn't running, Nikki Haley would be the front runner.
Right. I agree.
Hands down. So, but then again, it goes back to that. They serve their purpose. So when you say something like, "Oh, I'm going to hire a woman of color for the VP," it's for bases. It's for the progressives. It's for making sure everybody votes against President Trump. Because look how inclusive we are. But they never laid out her resume. We never heard her give a speech of what she was going to do. They were smart, because the whole thing was don't vote for Trump. Biden had nothing to do with it. It was because you never meet anybody in the street who goes, "I love Biden." How many "I love Biden" bumper stickers have you seen? None. It's
None.
Either they love Trump or they hate Trump. And so that's what they're running on. So now the new thing is going to be, and I'm calling it here. Here's one of my New Year predictions.
Okay.
They will not debate with President Trump because he's a criminal. And so Biden will not have debates with Trump because he does not recognize Trump as a candidate because, one, he's been off the ballot in Colorado, so they'll run with that. And two, that he's in court. And so therefore that his debate only encourages that type of supporting a treacherous insurrectionist. So he will not debate him. So that's how they get out of Biden getting destroyed on the debate table.
So that's a defense. That's just something they do in defense of Joe Biden, not because it's not to hurt Donald Trump. It's to save and protect Joe Biden.
But that's going to be their argument, is that they cannot in good faith debate somebody, an insurrectionist who has broken the law and has 94 counts against him or whatever the number is. So that's what they're going to go with. And that's how they keep him, quote, like in the basement, so to speak, because I can only, even when he's in good terms with interviews, it's a cluster word.
Thank you.
So how's he going to do when respect the radio.
Yeah.
But how's he going to do when Trump's hitting him with the facts of his current inflation, the border, Hunter, what is he going to do? What, tell him shut up? Throw a rock at him? He's going to stand there and stutter and gaff, and it's going to be very unpleasant to watch. So they're going to, and any independent or person with a clear mind who wasn't just anti-Trump is going to be like, I can't vote for this guy in good conscience. So, and it would open up an independent as well. Somebody to run third party would get some, I'm going to vote for them instead of voting for Biden. So look for that. That's coming. And they're hoping that they drag out this. If the Supreme Court takes, 3 months to hear this case, then they're going to get their way. So hopefully they get this Supreme Court verdict soon, because we're going to see a lot of states who have the numbers, who have the Biden elected judges do this. So if he's not on the ballot, you can't lose to him.
It needs to be fast and definitive from the Supreme Court so that we can
and
move on to the next
fear
circus.
My fear is that when they have protesters outside their house, when they have people bothering their families with no help from law enforcement because their hands are tied because of the administration. I think it's going to be an ugly process that's going to be dragged out, and that's what my fear is.
Tyrus is with us each Thursday. You see him on Fox News as a Fox News contributor, of course, on Gutfeld, and he's a co-host of the Tyrus and Tim podcast. But you're also an author, Tyrus, and your book is on shelves for people to purchase right now. Great gift for Christmas, and I know people are still trying to find those last-minute gifts. Your book is a great one. It's called Enough Said for people who haven't picked it up yet. But, what's kind of your Enough Said for 2023, and what do you want people to think about going into 2024? What kind of mindset do you have?
Just focus on yourself. Maybe not watch as much TV, and work on being the better you. Fix that relationship. Take a chance on bet on yourself this year. Don't put your money on DraftKings and all that other kind of stuff. Bet on yourself. Go after something. Write your first book. Go after the job you didn't think you were going to get. Go back to school. Get a trade. Americans need to bet on Americans this year, and that way we can't control the other stuff, but we can control.
Yeah,
what we got going on in our world. So
thinking about not worrying about everybody else all of the time and trying to control everybody else all the time. The truth of the matter is that when you let that go, you're so much more free and happy. It just seems like genuine happiness comes from not having to worry about everybody else all the time.
The only person you can fix is in the mirror. So fix that person. Yeah. Everything else, nothing you can do about it.
Well, Tyrus, you're doing great, and we're so grateful for you here on the Annie Frey Show. Thank you for being with us every week.
All right.
We'll talk to you soon. Next year, 2024, Tyrus. The co-host of the Tyrus and Tim podcast, Gutfeld, Fox News contributor, and his book, Enough Said. Go check it out. Let's take a quick break. We get back here. We'll get the crew back in studio. Got some articles that I set aside that I want to talk about with the folks on the show here, and some things that we're going to comb through as we wrap up the year. Did you know that there are 8 states to see population declines in 2023? Can you guess any of them? We'll talk about that when we come back with Brad and Ryan in studio. Leah running the board today and doing a great job of it as well. Stick around. Come on the Annie Frey YouTube channel and let us know how we're doing. The YouTube live chat poll for today. Grade the Annie Frey Show. A, B/C, D, or F. And we've got a lot of good feedback coming in. A lot of people giving us, saying nice things, but also providing us constructive criticism. And these are some people who I've never seen comment before, and a lot of people who are here every day. And it's helpful to see the things that you like, see the things that you're not mad at, but you don't love, and just generally your feedback. We're here to take it. One last show tomorrow before I go on Christmas break, and we're just giving ourselves the best opportunity to put our best foot forward in 2024 with your help. We'll be right back.
I was having a lot of sinus infections. My sinuses were clogged, pressure, headaches.
Linda suffered for years with chronic sinus infections.
You don't feel like doing anything. When you feel like your head is completely clogged, all you want to do is just lay down and sleep. And the pressure, it's just not fun, always walking around with a headache.
Now, her issues are gone. How? A minimally invasive procedure done in the office of St. Louis Sinus Centers called balloon sinuplasty.
I really did not know what it was like to feel like you're really breathing and not being so clogged up. I would do it again in a heartbeat, and I would definitely recommend it for someone else.
Do you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, congestion? Find out if balloon sinuplasty is the solution for you. Set an appointment today with St. Louis Sinus Centers. Call 314-332-2885. 314-332-2885. That's 314-332-2885.
Hey, you. The one on the couch who just told your friend you can't go out because you're busy? Ready to get real about your psoriasis? When your current treatments don't do enough to help control the inflammation beneath the skin, causing plaques and pain, stressing and scratching, it's time to stop hiding and get real with your dermatologist so they can help you get clear. Get real clear about psoriasis at letsgetrealclear.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Hi, this is Scott Trout of Cordell & Cordell. If you're a dad who is facing divorce, there are extra layers of stress that may include stereotypes and assumptions. No two situations are the same. Our legal experience and dedication prepare us for whatever legal challenges we face together. You need a partner you can count on. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has represented men in divorce.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood Parkway, Suite 310, Town and Country, Missouri, 63017. CordellCordell.com.
Are you ready to smell better naked? I'm Dr. Shannon Klingman, the OBGYN creator of Lumi, the whole body deodorant that's clinically proven to control odor for 72 hours on pits, feet, privates, and beyond. It's pH optimized to safely and effectively control odor anywhere you have it, but wish you didn't. Plus, it's proven to work better than a shower with soap alone. Whether you shower twice a day or 3 times a week, Lumi works better. And who doesn't want zero body odor? With over 200,000 5-star reviews, I'm so sure you're going to love it, or you can return it for free.
There's a special offer for listeners. Use code 800 and get an extra $5 off a Lumi starter pack that comes with a solid stick, cream tube, free product of your choice, and ships free with code 800. LumeDeodorant.com, code 800 for an extra $5 off a Lumi starter pack. Love it or return it for free. That's LumeDeodorant.com, code 800.
Most folks don't realize this fact. Our country is only 4 missed meals away from chaos, and those meals can vanish fast. In a national emergency, fragile supply chains break down and will wipe grocery store shelves clean in a matter of hours. Before this happens, there's something you should do today. That's stock up on emergency food storage. My Patriot Supply is the company millions of American families trust for their emergency supplies. You should too. Go to mypatriotsupply.com and secure their best-selling 3-month emergency food kits. Each kit contains delicious breakfasts, lunches, and dinners, averaging over 2,000 calories per day. My Patriot Supply also sells large solar generators, gravity-powered water filtration systems, off-grid room heaters for when the power goes out, heirloom seeds, and other survival necessities. Order by 3 p.m. and your items ship the same day, fast. Go to mypatriotsupply.com right now. Those who know what's coming prepare before the chaos starts. MyPatriotSupply.com.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Save $100 off a whole home humidifier and improve the air quality of your home while lowering utility bills. For details and to get in your comfort zone, visit aircomfortservice.com.
The Mark Reardon Show.
Charles Lipson.
What's going on this southern border, the way I look at it, is the president is supposed to faithfully execute the laws.
Yes.
Who in their right mind thinks he's faithfully executing these laws?
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You really are a heel. You're as cuddly as a cactus. You're as charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch.
So
you're a bad banana.
who said? What did Potato Addict say? I don't even remember what the comment was.
Potato, yeah. Okay, let me put it up.
On the
Yeah.
Annie Frey YouTube channel.
Potato said, "What you watching?"
So I guess they're watching us on the break, which is something you can do on the Annie Frey YouTube channel. I'm sure that there is some sort of intrigue there. It's mostly just us sitting around watching us read the internet. Or maybe laughing.
And sometimes get a drink.
But whoever brings up Potato Addict, and then Ryan
Oh
goes
my
into
gosh.
like a
I got
3-minute
3 different stories.
passionate monologue
Yeah.
on the break. He has an array of emotions.
Yeah, it touched a nerve.
Are
It
you
hit him.
are you Potato Addict?
No, I'm not, but I should be.
Are you okay?
I'm Potato Addict Junior because that guy's first, but I'm second.
Probably senior.
because what he said there and what it touched off in me is something that I can't get enough of these things. And the only place I know for sure that they have them is at Silver Dollar City. They're called tater twisters.
Oh my gosh.
And they take potatoes, and I guess they cut them in a weird way that it's one potato, but it's spread out over a huge shish kebab. And then you can take it and dust it with whatever flavor you want. Oh my gosh, they're so good. But basically, they're just fried potatoes. And so I told my dad, I really want fried potatoes for Christmas because that's what he usually did. He made a big breakfast at Christmas, and we're doing Christmas a couple days late this year. And I said, Dad, can you make a ton of fried potatoes for Christmas? And he told me no. He said no, because it takes too long and he wants to participate in Christmas, which I completely understand. But Dad, It's Christmas. It's my one Christmas wish as your son.
Ryan, I think we got a name for our album, our Christmas album. Call it Fried Potatoes for Christmas.
Okay, that's fine.
By Christmas Crackers.
Somebody tell me where I can get these tater twisters outside of Silver Dollar City. Please, because they are so good. I will drive over an hour within the St. Louis area to get them wherever you tell me. I might do it today.
They're in Fenton, but you have to go right now.
Okay.
Bye.
I get to Fenton, I go,
Hey, wait a
we're
minute.
wait a minute.
I'm here for the potatoes.
I'm right here in Fenton where they said they'd be.
He's at the city hall.
You think Steve's listening? Probably not
if
anymore.
If he is, Steve, where do you get a good tater twister? And I don't even care if I have to dust it myself or they put the flavor on ahead of time. Either way, Steve, this is my passion. And we're always talk about your passions.
We never talk about that.
But I'm just going to try to plow through that.
That's never happened.
That's never happened to me.
That never happened once. I have never said to Ryan, I want you to talk about your passions on the air today.
Steve
I might have
and Tricia
actually
sit down
said,
with us.
Ryan, do not talk about your passions on the air today.
But what are you really passionate about, Wiggins?
What did I say to you before the show started today?
I think you said that you were really looking forward to tomorrow because it was Friday and today felt like Friday. There's something of that variety. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
You're kind of checked out.
Yeah.
Is that where you're going?
Great segment.
Yeah.
You just did 5 minutes on potatoes.
Well, and it's
because Potato Addict on Twitch asked a question.
Yeah, the question didn't really make a whole lot of sense. But the name.
But this, way to bring it home.
The name. I'm telling you what, man. Fair foods are some of the greatest things God has given America.
I've bought you Fair Foods before.
Have you? Remind me.
The Wingfest.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were talking about Disney because Disney
fried-
also has a lot of that stuff.
Deep fried Oreos, wasn't it?
Deep fried Oreos. Oh, yeah, you did buy those. Oh, my gosh.
That's a core memory now.
I just set some little paper boats in front of you and said, there you go.
Yeah, and I just ate them without touching them. Just face first. It was funny because you bought them and said, these are for everybody. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess
Ryan was
I'll
like,
have one. And clearly you bought them because you knew I was going to do that. And I was like, oh, well, I guess I could try one.
We did a video.
Did we?
Remember,
I don't remember any of this.
You ate the fried Twinkie and you reviewed it.
That's right.
And then he started dancing.
And I was dancing. I was putting full hips in. Man, I was on some sugar.
You are like the hypo.
Man. You know what's crazy is I haven't even eaten those things right now, and I'm getting
You're
that
the
excited about it.
hypo.
Those things are so good. All that stuff. Everything at a fair.
Yes.
I just want to dive in.
Stop.
Okay.
Move him away from the microphone. Just wheel him back
It's
a little
so
bit.
expensive, though. That's the problem. You got to go with Annie because she'll just buy it for you.
Mike Myers did the hypo skit. We were talking about 90s sketches. I think we talked about that one off air yesterday. But Nicole Kidman sat down, and all Nicole Kidman wanted to do was share a chocolate bar with Mike Myers. But he's like, I can't.
Yeah.
I'm a hyperactive hypoglycemic.
Yeah. I'm a hypo.
I'm a hypo. And then she gets him to eat some chocolate. And he's like tethered to the playground.
It clearly cuts to something that they recorded earlier where he's pulling it out of the ground and running down the street.
That's you. That's you, and I'm Nicole Kidman. I knew it.
With an oatmeal cream pie.
Oh, man.
Do you want a little bite of my double-decker oatmeal cream pie? Oh, well, maybe just a bite. Shove it into my throat.
I wish I would have had the YouTube poll up so I could watch the votes come in as this segment moved.
Changed it.
It's the Thursday before Christmas. You're checked out.
Let's do a new game on the Annie Frey Show, Sound Roulette. Give me a number, 1 through 24. Look at the ceiling and say it.
Oh, my gosh. I love this.
Do you need me to go over the numbers?
What are some numbers between 1 to 24?
Pick.
16.
16. Let's listen to Cut 16. CNN.
Well, he's trying to argue that rhetoric and being tough in rhetoric is different than being tough in actually trying to get something done. Part of the overall DeSantis pitch is that no matter what Donald Trump says, he made you a lot of promises on illegal immigration that he didn't keep. And so, once again, on another topic, that's really the core of the DeSantis argument, is effectiveness over rhetoric.
Now bring that home with potatoes.
effectiveness over rhetoric. There are a lot of things that people talk about being great. Oh, come try my new soda flavor. Come check it out. I want you to try the new Mountain Dew Sweet Lightning, you know?
My new fried shape of a potato.
But substance over hype. That's what that guy said, right? He said, you need to eat just the best of the basics. You need a potato. And if you can make it great, go for the tater twister.
And if you have it again, you'll make it great again. I think he was advocating for Ron DeSantis, though.
Mapaga. Make potato America great again.
Is it possible for Ron DeSantis to actually penetrate? Because Ron DeSantis' voters, if they don't vote for Ron DeSantis, they vote for Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Nikki Haley voters, if they don't vote for Nikki Haley, they vote for Ron DeSantis. Nikki Haley voters don't go to Trump. People who are supporting Nikki Haley are not supporting Donald Trump. People who are supporting Ron DeSantis, I know some people in the Twitter space, people who are like super steeped in politics who will be anti-Trump, pro-DeSantis. But I got to say, it's 9 out of 10 who are pro-DeSantis think it's the closest we can get to actually winning with Trump. That the idea that running Ron DeSantis as the nominee is the closest to Trump that we can get to win because they don't feel confident that Trump can win.
I'll tell you what, I really, even though I'm a Trump guy and I'm going to vote for Trump, and
I think your potato analogy might have just swayed you.
Possibly. My own analogy.
Yeah.
You put me in the DeSantis category now. I would love to see that guy run a government. I think he is pragmatic. I think he's extremely effective. I think he's smart about the way he runs things. We've seen it in Florida. Doesn't mean he has had no missteps, but the dude knows how to run a government, and he can identify the problems going on in America very, very well. I don't know that we'll ever see him run the federal government, but I would like to, in some dream world, in some simulation, see what it would have been like to have Ron DeSantis as president for 4 years.
Ron DeSantis.
Ron DeSantis. I would love to see it.
Ron DeSantis.
Somebody give me some tater twisters.
So we could talk about
with my pate.
Ron DeSantis.
Not a big Donald Trump fan. He ruffles some feathers. But I do like that DeSantis.
Somebody map this segment for us. You know, our boss listens to he doesn't tell us when he's going to do it.
Yeah.
It's called a sound check. And then we get marched into his office and he sits us down and he's like, we're going to listen to the Thursday 1 o'clock hour. And you're like, I'm fired. Bye. Just leave.
Oh, shoot, my kid's sick.
The poll was grade the Annie Frey show. Glad you're here.
Wait a minute.
I got just the thing.
People in your own chat gave you an F? How is that possible?
Let's listen. Let's
Let's
in that
see
day
what's
and
going on.
see what was happening while these people. Okay, now it's starting to make more sense.
You just did an hour on potatoes. Why do you have a job? We also talked about politics, balls.
Yeah, we said. I thought you said balls.
No, boss.
I'm like, why are we talking to balls now? I'm talking to Steve.
Yeah.
Oh man, we should take a break.
Sure. There's nowhere else to go.
You know what I'm
going to
do? I'm going to pin this one on Leah. She should have played
No,
the
we
music
should
a
do-
long
Yeah,
time.
Leah.
No, let's do roulette one more time.
You want to do roulette one
Roulette
more time?
one more time.
All right, if it's okay with Leah.
Leah, pick a number.
9.
9.
9. Oh boy, here we go.
He's under investigation from the federal government elsewhere, and the AmeriCorps money that he received, there are two questions about that. One is the $250,000 that he was forgiven in bankruptcy court. Did he ever pay tax on that? And the more important question is the $200,000 check that he cut for his brother on the very day that AmeriCorps money came into him. That from the elderly retirees that were bilked. That money to Joe Biden was written as a loan, but there needs to be some sort of evidence of that.
I hear every single day that there is zero evidence that suggests that Joe Biden did anything wrong. And it is the most disingenuous baloney sausage that can be shoveled my direction, to think that I would see what the House committee has put together. The emails where Hunter Biden is saying we're going to give 10% to the big guy, and then they have the paper record of 10% of money coming in going to the big guy.
Yes.
What are you talking about? It doesn't make any sense to me. Not that it makes sense to me that they're like, we got to come up with something. Let's pretend there's nothing. Let's try it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, crap. They found more. Say it louder. Like, how insulting to my intelligence that you are going to say that. There is nothing there. There's no there there. There's no evidence.
It's gaslighting on a national level. Yeah. It is literally the media, who is supposed to be the voice of the people, lying to the people. You get Jen Psaki out there saying things like, nobody can even explain what Donald Trump or what Joe Biden.
Just because you're too dumb to understand it doesn't mean it's not there.
Yes. That's what frustrates me so much is it's I think that when I open an article like that the Washington Post is saying, "Hi, Ryan, I'm going to tell you something because you're an idiot. You're so stupid that I'm going to tell you this, and I think you might actually believe it."
And you might have only made it to the first sentence or second sentence if you made it past the headline, because for the people who are trying to shovel this stuff, it is so disrespectful to the American public to say something so patently false. I'm here to willfully admit that maybe the smoking gun isn't as big and bad as it appears as though it could be. And maybe if they dig deep, either the Bidens were really good at what they did, or maybe they were super unethical and sleazy, like a large percentage of people in a larger percentage than a lot of people probably think are in Washington, D.C. And maybe it's gross, but maybe it's not illegal. Maybe it's not impeachable. Maybe it should make him a little less electable. Or maybe they come out finding that he's squeaky clean. But it didn't work for Donald Trump when they lied about Donald Trump the whole time, and he came out being squeaky clean. Now you're keeping him off the ballots because you can't figure out how to beat him at the ballot box. These people are sick. Why'd you pick that number, Leah? Leah, does it bother you when you stand at the board that the camera is directed at you, and when I'm yelling at the camera, it looks like I'm yelling at you? I felt guilty in the middle of that.
Wait till she starts throwing things at the camera.
Yeah, I miss, and then I hit Brad.
And somehow they end up hitting me, and I'm not anywhere near that camera.
I am not missing when I hit you.
I know that. I'm not reading the Washington Post headline here.
I haven't thrown anything in a long time.
I'm not an idiot.
Did you see the thing I left over there for you yesterday?
Yeah. It was a weapon.
For Ryan.
Oh, I already know what this is.
Carl moved it.
Brad shot me with it yesterday.
That's good. Did it work?
It worked.
It did.
Did it hurt?
I walked around a corner, and everybody's laughing, and I'm like, oh, what's going to happen here? Because it's something regarding me.
But it was kind of that muffled laughter. Was everything?
Yeah. And I kept,
here he comes.
I kept kind of walking up because I had something I needed from Brad, and he turns around, and he shoots me with a dart right in the nipple.
I know we talk a lot about my dad. Oh, that is his least favorite word in the history of words.
Dart.
Dart. We'll be right back.
Mr. Grinch, your heart's an empty hole. Your brain is full of spiders. You've got garlic in your soul, Mr. Grinch. I wouldn't touch you with a 39.5-foot pole.
All I need is a reindeer. The Grinch looked around, but since reindeer are scarce, there was none to be found. Did that stop the Grinch? The Grinch simply said, if I can't find a reindeer, I'll make one instead. So he took his dog Max, and he took some black thread, and he tied a big horn on the top of his head.
Hey, Mark Cox here. I recently learned something new from St. Louis real estate expert Gloria Liu of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. She told me the number of all-cash home sales is at the highest level since 2011. Makes sense. Gloria knows that today home sellers have options outside of a real estate agent or an auction company, and that a cash offer may be the best solution. Unlike a local investor or a real estate agent that gives you just one option, Gloria Liu is able to provide multiple cash offers quickly by visiting her website. You also get a guaranteed offer from one of our motivated buyers in waiting. So if you'd like to receive multiple cash offers on your home quickly, visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. That's GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. You can sell as is without having to make any costly repair and choose your closing date. Get multiple cash offers for your home today at GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. That's GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. Find the Children is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted car. Call 1-800-775-5622. You'll receive the maximum tax deduction, and we provide fast, free pickup. Call 1-800-775-5622. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Call 1-800-775-5622. This advertisement was paid for by Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Are you the parent of a 2 to 7-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting free radio offer. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse, the Parents' Choice Award-winning online learning program that's actually changing the lives of early learners everywhere.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
Right now, we're offering a special radio promo to try it free for a month, but you have to go to abcmouse.com/radio to claim your free month. That's abcmouse.com/radio.
Sponsored by Age of Learning.
While no child should have to spend the holidays in the hospital, there are many at SSM Health Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital who will not be able to experience the joy of opening gifts around their tree. Please join 97.1 FM Talk and give the gift of hope and healing to Cardinal Glennon kids and support the Tree of Hope year-end giving campaign. Your gift ensures these brave patients can continue to receive the critical care they need during these challenging times. Thank you for giving at treeofhope.org.
If you're considering an annuity as part of your retirement plan, we need to talk. Hi, I'm Bob Stockdale, Senior Vice President Investments with the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel and host of On the Money Saturday mornings at 11 on 97.1 FM Talk. Annuities can be a useful tool for some retirement investors, but not all annuities are created equal. Every week, we meet clients who own complex annuities that don't suit their needs and, in some cases, actively undermine their retirement plan. Before you purchase an annuity, get a second opinion from the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel. Requesting a consultation is free of charge. To request a free consultation, contact us at clearpathinvesting.com. That's clearpathinvesting.com, or call us at 636-695-2650. That's clearpathinvesting.com or 636-695-2650. Stifel Nicholas & Company Incorporated, member NYSE and SIPC.
Are you trying to enjoy the holiday season, but the stress of finding the perfect gift is making you a Grinch? I've got the perfect solution, Rosetta Stone. With their lifetime subscription to 25 languages, you're gifting an experience that's fun, useful, and lasts forever. Your grandma can learn from the comfort of her recliner, and your brother can flirt with the exchange student he has a crush on, or at least try. They offer customized learning plans that include engaging and fun content to teach you both the language and the culture. I took a refresher on Spanish last year for my job and just started learning Italian this year for my next adventure. Plus, they've got a special offer to help you make the holiday season more affordable. Visit rosettastone.com to score 50% off and give the gift that opens your loved ones to new experiences and perspectives. Visit rosettastone.com/radio to give a gift that doesn't flop. Offer ends soon. That's rosettastone.com/radio.
Is your garage door loud? Letting cold air in around the frame? For just $69, Overhead Door Company of St. Louis will perform their 26-task garage door tune-up. Just $69 for up to 3 garage doors and openers. OverheadDoorSt.Louis.com.
Today's Annie Frey YouTube live chat poll. Grade the Annie Frey Show. Is it an A? Is it a B or a C? A D or an F? The time right now, 1:47. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
It's where St. Louis and beyond comes to talk.
St. Louis is home for conservative talk.
This is 97.1 FM Talk.
I think I saw old Santa through my window Christmas Eve.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
Cause I saw his big red hat and And I know my mom and dad can't fly like that. Oh no. I know my mom and dad can't fly like that. And then I heard some.
It sounds like someone's laughing, but I guess it's just the recording. We'll go back to the Andy Frey Show. Gosh, Ryan, just giving people a show on the YouTube channel.
It's just my body of work.
Oh. NBC 5, Chicago, Illinois is one of the 8 states to see population declines in 2023.
I am shocked. Shocked.
What's the big sell? What's the J.B. Pritzker big sell on Illinois?
It's abortion.
Ooh, man, that is a good question.
That's why you come for a day. Not with your what?
Why would
family?
you come move to Illinois? I don't know. The problem is there are things outside of J.B. Pritzker's control about Illinois, even in Chicago, that are really cool. There are parts of Chicago that are really fun to go to that he has somehow not destroyed yet. So it's all the things that he hasn't touched that have happened outside or before him that are the reasons to move to Illinois. And if you're downstate, it's because we have, well, in this area in particular, Illinois used to be the best kept secret in the area because you could get so much more house on our side of the river than you could in Missouri. But it's hard to convince people to get past the politics and the taxes, because the property taxes are alone kind of hurt that equation. I just don't know. I don't know what his pitch is to move to Illinois.
Since the last full census in 2020, Illinois has seen an estimated decrease of 2.06% in its population. The Census Bureau data shows Illinois as having the 4th highest rate of decline year over year. New York reported a drop of 0.52% in its population. Louisiana and Hawaii both losing a larger percentage of their population year over year than Illinois. Louisiana just now electing a Republican governor. Or is that Mississippi? It was Louisiana. It was Louisiana. Republican governor unseating their Democratic incumbent governor in a special election this year. California, Oregon, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia also saw lower population numbers than a year ago, with 42 states and the District of Columbia seeing growth in their populations year over year. Texas and Florida added the most residents in terms of raw numbers, with South Carolina and Florida both growing their populations by approximately 1.7% year over year. Illinois is still the 6th largest state. We used to be 5th, losing out to Pennsylvania when I think in the 2020 census is when we switched places with Pennsylvania, I think. Illinois is still the 6th largest state in the country in terms of population, edging out states like Ohio and Georgia. California remains the largest by more than 8 million residents over Texas. That's amazing. With Florida, New York, and Pennsylvania rounding out the top 5. Yes. Do you hear numbers like that where it's Illinois, California, Oregon, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia also saw lower population numbers? California, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Illinois, those 4 states have something in common. West Virginia, on the other side, is about as red of a state as it seems like you can get. Joe Manchin understands that, which is why he's not running again. Does it matter to the political conversation when people literally are voting against specific things with their feet? I mean, there are lots of reasons to move, but in mass, when people are leaving a state, there's got to be common threads that bring those people together that say, no, this isn't for me anymore. If you're portable, you leave. 4 to 5 of those states are blue states, and the 2 states that absorb the most people are the Republican centerpieces of the 50 states in Texas and Florida.
It's business climate. That's the main reason that people end up moving. It's not they don't say, oh, the business climate's better over here, I'm going to move there. But business owners do that, and corporations do that. And so they move into a state that's better for them, and then the people follow the work.
Yeah, but the other part of that is, too, especially coming out of 2020, it was freedom.
Well, that's true, too. That's a good point.
Because people looked at this and said, New York and California, said they are locking us down so hard. And they looked down and saw Florida and Texas, and people living life in Florida and Texas says, you know what? I want to go there. And I want to be able to live as a person down there instead of living as a subject up here. Because that's essentially what it was. With all those COVID lockdowns, you were under what has become as close as we ever got to authoritarian rule in the United States.
That has moved, though, from front of mind concerns in the last couple of years to a more of a back of mind concern. It's not gone. I do think that that's still there to say, well, what could come next? Not because it's not really happening now, but what in a couple years, in 10 years, what's my life going to look like if a governor does that again?
That might have moved to the back of the mind of people that are still living in those states and haven't moved out that are considering moving now. It might be something else, but the people that moved for that reason, that is never going to the back of their mind. They're going to remember that for the rest of their lives.
Go ahead.
I mean, I know why I stay in Illinois.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
But I don't know why I'd go to Illinois.
Right.
I have good friends who she wants to move to Illinois. She lives on the Missouri side. Her a lot of her work is in Southern Illinois. It's like her area or district or whatever. And she loves suburban Southern Illinois. There is so much to love about it. I mean, if you're in St. Charles, Illinois is like that. I would say Illinois is a little more country, faster than the suburbs of St. Louis that are in Missouri. But the feel, the vibe, it's pretty much the same. But I don't actively advocate for anybody to come over to the Illinois side.
But that is what you're saying about the Metro East is very true. And it's something actually when my wife moved here. So my wife is originally from Chicago. And we were having to decide, but she lived in Missouri when we got married. We had to decide where we're going to live. The work seemed to be better here. So we ended up staying in St. Louis, where I'm from, because she had moved around so much. She said that the first couple years we were married, she's like, it's so neat living here because I can drive 15 minutes east and I am in the middle of nowhere. And I can drive 15 minutes west, and I'm in downtown St. Louis.
Yeah.
And that is a really unique thing, and that should be prime opportunity for growth in most places, but the business climate in Illinois just doesn't cultivate it.
It's hard to look at the opportunities that should exist on the Mississippi River on the east side and just see vacancy.
Yeah.
I mean, what a missed opportunity. And I would say it would be great if somebody would invest, but you don't invest in something that isn't going to be profitable for you. What is it about it that isn't profitable? I mean, there are things that are being built on the Missouri side of the river that aren't being built on the Illinois side of the river. Why is that?
It's the business climate. It's an inviting climate, and they know that there are businesses I know of, and these are national businesses, who will not build anything new in blue states. After 2020, like you said, Brad, I mean, it's related to COVID, but it's still business, and they just won't. It's not as if there's no business happening in the Metro East. There are still some investments being made, but they're tepid. They're careful.
Boy, yeah.
They're careful.
Yeah. I remember what it was like when, what's his name was governor?
Rauner?
Rauner was governor. O'Fallon was growing. I mean, it was like growing. And ever since J.B. Pritzker has become governor, that growth and all that other stuff, it's just kind of flatlined. It's plateaued.
Things get finished.
Yeah, and they're not building new stuff.
Yeah.
And it's really, to me, it's really sad because I was looking forward to the growth and the economic prosperity that would bring.
We got Annie, are you okay in the 2 o'clock hour? What else are we doing, Ryan?
Another couple segments on my favorite types of potatoes.
Crap. Fine, I'll do some work. I'll do some work.
Well, I've already put in my work, and I have a whole lot more prepared if you need it.
Here's the professional radio tease. Mark Cuban is out with what his least favorite word is. Shares the number one jargon word he hates the most. He says, quote, "You sound stupid, trying to sound smart." We'll find out if Ryan Wiggins uses this word when we come back.
It's tater twister.
Tater twister.
Dart.
What are the odds that I could...
If you just tuned in, you're like, what the heck are they talking about?
I don't know if you've just tuned in. You could have been listening the whole show. In fact, that's the question I'm asking right now.
That's a great tease.
I hate to say this, but the YouTube live chat poll is to grade the Annie Frey Show. We'll be right back.
If you want to lose weight, I've got a great idea for you. Mark Cox here for my friends at Victory Men's Health. They're now offering FDA-approved semaglutide. They have tremendous results with this medication. The average patient loses 15% of their body weight. Men and women can get semaglutide from Victory Men's Health at any of their 3 locations. Be sure and book your appointment today online at victorymenshealth.com.
You've been listening to the very popular Wellness 101 for many years, Saturdays and Sundays on 97.1 FM Talk. We're happy to share that we've expanded the show to 4 times a week. Yes, 4 times every weekend. Saturday at 10 a.m., Saturday at 8 p.m., Sunday at 9 a.m., and Sunday at 2 p.m. It's the same great show designed to cut through the nonsense and provide you a common sense, science-based strategy for a healthy life. So join TJ and Aaron for Wellness 101. Now 4 times a week on 97.1 FM Talk.
Stewart's American Mortgage and the Bagel Loan, easy to find by Googling the Bagel Loan. That's pretty basic, but it's a smart way to go about learning more about the Bagel Loan with Stewart's American Mortgage. 314-324-4440. That's 314-324-4440. Reach out to Stewie and you can find out how he can help you get that mortgage quickly, first and foremost, less than 2-week close, to do it with no closing costs, which will save you thousands of dollars up front when you're going to get your mortgage. And he will also help you in every which possible way that he can. Make sure that you are attended to during this buying process. You want to be the most competitive buyer as rates have come down. Maybe the competition on bidding for houses goes up. You need to have every asset in your corner, and Stewie is the best asset to have in your corner. Stewart's American Mortgage, call him, text him, 314-324-4440. That's 314-324-4440. NMLS number 226715.
KFTK FM Florissant. From the Under Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studio. 97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
They'll head for the border. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. President Biden is sending his Homeland Security Secretary and Secretary of State to Mexico to meet with the Mexican president as thousands of migrants cross into the U.S. illegally every day.
Their visit will really be about getting at the migratory flows and talking to President Lopez Obrador and his team about what more we can do together.
National Security Council spokesman John Kirby also says the president's recent foreign aid request to Congress includes border funding that could hire more personnel and beef up physical security measures.
Part and parcel of the supplemental request was very much recognizing that more needs to be done on border security, and we're willing to keep having that conversation with members of Congress.
Republicans argue the president's request wouldn't stem the flow of migrants. They're pushing for immigration reform as part of a deal for Israel and Ukraine aid.
When you have people coming in from over 151 different nationalities, this is a crisis of epic proportions.
Florida Republican Congresswoman Kat Cammack tells Fox News U.S. sovereignty and security are at stake. Senate negotiators plan to hold virtual meetings over the holiday break. The administration's also under pressure from farmers about the economic impact of the border surge.
Days after the American Association of Railroads urged the federal government to reopen the El Paso and Eagle Pass Railway border crossings. Dozens of U.S. ag groups in a sharply worded letter to Homeland Security saying the closures have already caused steep export losses and could lead to inflation and painful losses for businesses and consumers here.
Fox's Jeff Manasso, the rail crossings were closed as border agents were reassigned to process more migrants. No word of any breakthroughs in talks on a new hostage deal between Israel and Hamas as the fighting continues in Gaza, where a UN official is warning famine is possible within 6 months. America is listening to Fox News.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare information guide absolutely free. Call 800-919-3200. That's 800-919-3200. 800-919-3200.
Paid actor portrayal.
Life can be so unpredictable. After losing my dad, it made me think about my family if something were to happen to me. I had heard about life insurance through Ethos and how easy it was to get coverage. They were right. In 10 minutes, I was covered. And boom, family protected.
Ethos fast and easy online term life insurance up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
This afternoon, 58 for the high with a mix of clouds and sunshine. Tonight, clouds, rain developing mainly after midnight, 45. Friday, periods of rain throughout the day, 55. That rain comes to an end Friday evening. Saturday is a dry day, but lots of clouds and 58. Sunday, rain develops again, 60 with periods of rain for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Hey, you. The one on the couch who just told your friend you can't go out because you're busy? Ready to get real about your psoriasis? When your current treatments don't do enough to help control the inflammation beneath the skin, causing plaques and pain, stressing and scratching, it's time to stop hiding and get real with your dermatologist so they can help you get clear. Get real clear about psoriasis at letsgetrealclear.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Hi, this is Scott Trout of Cordell & Cordell. If you're a dad who is facing divorce, there are extra layers of stress that may include stereotypes and assumptions. No two situations are the same. Our legal experience and dedication prepare us for whatever legal challenges we face together. You need a partner you can count on. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has represented men in divorce.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood Parkway, Suite 310, Town & Country, Missouri, 63017. CordellCordell.com.
Our goal at Neovitin is to make supporting your nutrition as easy as possible. That's why we created the Neovitin monthly subscription. Just go to Neovitin.com, choose your multivitamin, sign up, and we will do the rest. You'll receive your Neovitin multivitamin every month with no long-term obligation. You can pause or cancel at any time, and shipping is free. Each Neovitin multivitamin includes our physician-formulated proprietary blend for nutritional support you won't find anywhere else. Start supporting your nutrition the easy way with Neovitin multivitamins. Sign up for a Neovitin subscription today at Neovitin.com.
This holiday season, give them a steal. Save $30 on the GTA 26 battery-powered garden pruner. Go to steelusa.com/gift guide. Now $149.99 was $179.99 MSRP. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
Warmest wishes for a joyous holiday season and a happy new year from your friends at Odyssey and Onder Law Injury Lawyers.
Conservatives Care, supporting SSM Health Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital. Join us by attending the Give Back Trivia Night on January 5th.
Hosted by Mark Reardon.
Or donate at 971talk.com/events. This hour of the Annie Frey Show is brought to you by Ruler Foods. Low prices, no coupons. Ruler Foods.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Don't get me wrong. I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Thank you for being with us here this Thursday afternoon. A couple more shows here today and tomorrow before the good big Christmas holiday. We're grateful that you're fitting us into your busy schedule before that holiday does commence. When's the first holiday? When does it begin?
I think it'll begin on the 24th, so Christmas Eve for us. All of our family comes into town. And we're going to try to see my side of the family. We try to see everybody in one day on the 24th. So I think that's when, the deluge begins.
Brian or Brad?
We're going to start on the 24th.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to see my in-laws, and we're going to do brunch together. And then we're going to church Christmas Eve, or Christmas evening, that evening. And then the next day we'll go over to my mom and dad's house, and we'll celebrate Christmas there.
Leah, you said you were kind of having a low-key Christmas this year. Do you have anything on the schedule? I know Thanksgiving was a Golden Corral Thanksgiving. Is that right? Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. High five for saying awesome at the same time, too.
It reminds me of
We're
Step
bros
Brothers.
again.
Yeah, did we just become best friends?
One more time.
Yeah. No, Doc got it.
Oh.
Stop it. Anyway, Golden Corral, we're enthralled, and we want to hear more about how this
Next time I'll
works.
invite you guys.
Okay.
We're not going for Christmas. I don't know what we're doing. We have a lot of church because my dad plays the keyboard at our church, so he's playing in 2 services, and then we're doing a candlelight service. So lots of church.
Yeah, I think for us it's Christmas evening. Christmas Eve evening, as was saying before. The church service is when things officially get going. But my husband and I, so he had to take a half day today. Molly's sick. Why are they always sick right before the holidays? It's better. We always say it's better than like through the holidays. And so, no. Last night I was talking about the church program, Christmas service, not program.
Right.
He didn't get to go because Molly was sick. She just got done at the pediatrician's office, and she has an ear infection. She has an eye infection, which we thought was pink eye. They said it's not pink eye; it's part of the ear infection. It's like, okay, yay.
That's some pretty deep sinus infection.
Yeah. So she's going to get some antibiotics right now. But the key is, how do we? I have a ton of Amazon packages piled up on my table. I can't even open them up to see what they are when all these people are running around my house. I don't have any space that is my own, actually, in my life.
Yeah, I understand.
Do you?
I do, except that we make our kids go to bed. Well, it's the break, so we're making them go to bed a little later. But still, they're in bed by 9. That's late for them. And once they do, then we just rap like crazy.
How old's your old, like...
I
know.
I was singing the wrong rap.
About potatoes.
Yeah. I said a hip hop. We just go for hours.
Man, we're checked out.
With pretty paper, too. You print out the lyrics on pretty
It's just
paper.
hard. And I will tell you this. How old's your oldest?
9 and 9. Twins.
Okay. So I always forget. Your oldest are in between my older 2 girls. Because when you have a almost 14-year-old and an 11-year-old, that game changes. Good on you if you try. But you can't be like, it's 9 o'clock, go to bed.
Well, we gotten this far. We give them a little bit more.
When Charlie was that age, we did that.
Yeah.
It was actually, this might be the first year that we let them have a bedtime that was past 9 p.m. And he's going to be 14 the day after Christmas.
Well, whenever they get to that age, we're just going to tell them you have to go live in the carriage house.
Okay.
With the horses.
Now the kids are playing Lego Fortnite with me at 10:30, and my husband's like, "Why are they not in bed?" I'm like, "Because this is fun."
Aw, Dad.
So you're the bad parent.
Yeah, I am. But also the fun one. It has its merits. So I don't know. Our Christmas candlelight service will be when the festivities begin, but we will be up to that moment, and then possibly after church when we get home at 12:15. All right, let's go. Start rapping. And then
Man, that's wild. We've been rapping all week, and we're so tired. I think you get to this season, and you're just dead at night.
Mm-hmm.
And we're still like, okay, let's just do like 5 every night, because if we don't, it's going to be that. It's going to be Christmas Eve.
And the whole goal is to not have that.
Yes.
And we have done better. If we're in bed before 2, we consider it like we did good this year. Well, we did well. It's true.
Nibble.
Mark. Oh my gosh. If he wasn't listening before, but he's listening now, man.
It's the Thursday before Christmas. It's just inside jokes. It's the only day we can get away with
this.
this.
You didn't know this, but this is like Where's Waldo, but for audio.
Yes.
You got to find the nipple in the show.
Right.
And you got to listen the whole day. This is going to be great for ratings.
Here's a great challenge.
Okay, let's go.
All of 2023, maybe even beyond. Search nipple to see if there's any clip that you have from the entire year with nipple in it.
Me?
Yeah, in your sound sheet.
This is a terrible idea, and I'm not doing it. Not to mention the fact they would all be from today.
Well, maybe.
And then what?
And then play it, and then we laugh.
Mark Cuban shares the number one jargon word he hates the most. You sound stupid trying to sound smart, according to CNBC. Have you heard he's stepping away from Shark Tank?
Oh, no.
No.
Yeah, I wonder why. What's he going to do?
Oh.
You guys, what is your problem?
High five.
Stop it. Don't make me do it.
You guys are so cute.
We're wearing our shirts.
Going on 6 years. Mark Cuban is no fan of jargon, and the billionaire is far from alone. It may be tempting to try slipping in more complicated. You may be tempted to try to slip in a more complicated word when you want to impress someone like your boss or a potential employer. But using jargon words when you could opt for something simple and clear instead typically has the opposite effect, according to Cuban. Always use the simpler word. Do you agree with that advice?
Yeah, but that's not how I got this job.
How,
I came in the interview.
That's a great question. How did you get this
and
job?
I was like, listen up, Steve. We got to grab the bull by the horns.
Steve had nothing to do with your hire.
We got to drop it like it's hot. We got to get this company into the black from the red. You know?
When asked for the business buzzword that annoys him the most, Cuban immediately had one in mind. Any guesses?
Epic?
Synergy.
I hate Epic. Synergy sucks. Leah, any big word guesses?
No.
No.
Rumpelstiltskin.
I told you to stop saying that word.
It's just a business buzzword right now.
He says, quote, "There's no reason to ever use the word cohort when you could use the word group."
That's not those aren't synonyms.
When you're Mark Cuban and you've got funny money, like you don't have to conceptualize the quantity of the money that you're spending. You want something, you decide you get it. That's just a world that we don't know and probably will never know. Isn't it funny to hear him be like, I hate the word cohort?
Yeah, it is funny. But cohort implies one person, not a group of people.
He said a cohort is a group of people.
It's not.
That's literally the next quote.
It's not.
He says, say group. You sound stupid when you use the word cohort because you're trying to sound smart.
Maybe he doesn't know what that word means.
Well, according to dictionary.com, a group of people with shared characteristics.
That's not the way it's used commonly.
Well, what does that mean? Does that make you right?
The way cohort is usually used is to say companion. So one person.
Me and my cohorts.
Yes.
My
or cohorts would be multiple
and
people.
Yes.
Yeah. I guess he's technically right according to the dictionary definition of the word. Stupid
Which
Mark
makes
Cuban.
him smarter than us.
Yeah.
Which really isn't the news angle of this story. Which is that Mark Cuban knows what he's talking about.
But it kind of proves his point.
Well, doggone it if it doesn't prove his point. It's very true.
I would pay at least $10 to watch Ryan Wiggins try to pitch an idea to Mark Cuban.
Oh yeah, that'd be
at least
great.
10.
How long would you last?
I would last a long time because I would go for the William Hung effect, where I know that this is bad, but I'm going to pretend like I don't and see how long I last.
I think he's got no patience for that. I think he would. I think he would not entertain that for a second.
I'd come out big though, boom, confetti everywhere. I'd be throwing it in their faces.
Have you ever watched Shark Tank?
No.
He so physically recoils from things he doesn't like. I mean, it's entertainment television. You can't sit there and like be straight faced with everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'd pay to see that.
Yeah.
I'd pay a lot of money to see that.
And I'd just be doing hip thrusts, and then I'd bring out something that just like cracks a peanut.
Are you tired of
I need $5 million.
Tired of cracking your own nuts?
Yeah.
I got it. It's called a nutcracker. This will blow your mind.
I don't know if you've ever heard of one of these, but I'm going to write a musical about it. It's all going to be jock jams.
But ballet.
But ballet. And Christmas.
So stupid. Oh, man. Corporate jargon and buzzwords often wear on the nerves of those who hear them repeatedly. Terms like, quote, new normal, quote, company culture. I don't know, that's kind of broad. And, quote, circle back.
Ooh, Jen Psaki.
Topped a recent list of most annoying examples according to a survey of more than 1,500 Americans. Is there anything off the top of your head that chafes you when you hear it in the corporate world? Because I don't. It's not about the word specifically. It's like, wow, you're really punching above your weight on this, and I can tell you're only doing it to try to impress somebody. You see this a lot I would say that I see this a lot in, like, the more local the politics, the newer the person is to the scene, especially if there's somebody who's, like, really wants it for themselves. And they're rarely the people who make it out of the primary or whatever. You're just like, I don't think anyone's going to buy that.
Yeah, I worked at a company once that would almost all the time in meetings and stuff. And I was really young when I was working at this company. So I kind of was like, oh, I kind of like that feel, but I don't know that I really bought into it. And the older I got, I'm like, yeah, I did not buy into that because it was so corny. They would always refer to everybody as family. And
Becky?
No, not here. No, this was.
Isn't Celebrate Becky?
Oh, that thing?
Not
that
our
was,
Becky.
Not here.
Our Becky is great.
Yeah. You said Becky, like you're talking about our GM.
No.
And I'm like, no.
Isn't that what your fanny pack says?
That was not this job, but yes, I have a fanny pack that says Celebrate Becky.
Has our Becky ever seen that?
I don't think so.
Why not? You should just wear it
very
casually without drawing attention to it. It's a fanny pack.
And then she mentions it. I'm like, oh, gosh, I didn't even know. I forgot I even had this on. Wearing a fanny pack around the office. Like, you'd be like, oh, this is what I do. But these people, they would
it's
say.
It's not really not what you do.
They would really inspire you. They were like good speakers, but then they would refer to everybody as like part of the family and stuff. And I was young enough that I would visibly watch people around the room almost roll in their eyes.
Yeah.
And I would go, oh, man, maybe that's not cool. But I like the attempt. And the older I got, the more I realized nobody's really buying that, you know.
Like when I worked in fast food and I was a teenager, they used to use that language. It's like, oh, yeah, we're a family around here. And everybody's sitting there going, oh.
You just reminded me of another one, too. It's when they don't call their employees employees. They have to come up with some other name.
Yeah, team
and
members.
You can't call,
associates.
You can't call people boss.
Cast
it's like,
members.
No,
Why?
Yeah, all that stuff. I don't know. It's like the word employee is passe. You can't do that anymore
It's too
in corporate
sterile.
culture.
Oh.
Yeah.
We need our associates to feel as though they matter, so you don't call them employees.
Yeah.
It's like, you need your employees to stop being so soft.
Yeah. Grow a couple.
Couple what?
Hairs.
Yeah.
Hairs on that head of yours. That is bald. Doggone it. Now I'm making fun of bald people, and I didn't even mean to do that.
Yeah, but you're allowed.
Great save.
Thank you. Thank you.
People who have higher status are more concerned with articulating themselves and communicating effectively. In other words, it's the most effective way to get your point across, and it's more likely to impress than overreaching with jargon. So use the simpler word. That's the Mark Cuban advice.
Done.
Or
from now on,
don't. Maybe it's the Joe Biden. He's like, we got this big plan, but Mark Cuban says, keep it simple, stupid.
I really would love to be in some sort of interview with him and use the word cohort a ton now. Somebody's going to do that.
So where's the rest of your cohort? Do you have a cohort?
You know what I'd love to be is your cohort.
Yeah. You got openings in your cohort?
You need to just go have conversations with people in the cafeteria.
Use the word cohort in ways that clearly are incorrect.
Let's take a quick break. We're going to speak with Trisha in just a few minutes here and get some reviews from y'all who have graded us. The YouTube live chat poll for today, as we're getting prepared to move into the next year. What do you love about the show? What do you like about the show? What would you not mind not having to deal with the show? But you can't talk about today's show.
Today is exempt.
This is exempt from it. Yes, exactly. Give us an A, a B/C, a D, or an F. I think we have a 22% F grade right now.
Sweet. Tune in.
It's ironic.
If you hate us.
Nobody's like a D where you have a redeeming quality. 22% are like, this is the worst thing I've ever heard.
I really like you, or I hate you, and I'm still listening.
Yeah, we love you too. We'll be right back.
Broken and the axle's dragging. You can't step to this backyard swagger. You know it ain't my fault when I'm walking, dogs drop the Lego. Ooh.
Comfort Service online at aircomfortservice.com is ready to do your heating check, your heating system check. If you need it, is the furnace running the way it's supposed to? I know that right now it's not too chilly outside. When we do get into that cold weather, we've had some very, very brutal cold in the last couple years. We've had stretches of it at least. You want to make sure your furnace is working before that happens. And when it does get super cold, everybody's making those emergency calls. Get in and make sure everything is fixed and tuned up and maintained the way it's supposed to be with Air Comfort Service before that happens. 314-513-0091 is the number to call, Air Comfort Service, and schedule your heating system check today. You can do a monthly maintenance plan. 12th month is free if you sign up for that for as low as $15 a month. Just give them a call. Put this number in your phone. You can call it in a case of emergency as well. I have 314-513-0091. That's 314-513-0091. Online at aircomfortservice.com.
It's football season, and the NFL is in full effect on the free Odyssey app. We're heading into the final stretch of the regular season, and the playoff picture is starting to come into focus. Whatever team you're rooting for, the free Odyssey app has you covered with the local talk and your team's podcasts. Plus, listen to play-by-play of every Sunday night, Monday night, and Thursday night game from Westwood One. If you're looking for the NFL, it's all on the free Odyssey app. Download it today and search for your favorite team. That's AUDACY.
Mark Cox here. Join me next spring on a beautiful trip to Italy. This is going to be great. We're going to fly into Rome. We are going to get on a bus and travel south to the Abbey of Monte Cassino, maybe Italy's best-kept secret. It looks like something out of a picture book. We'll visit Puglia. We'll go to Caserta. We're going to spend several days in Sorrento. You'll have an opportunity to visit the ruins in Pompeii, and then Positano, which is on the Amalfi Coast and absolutely one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen. I can tell you, my wife and I have been there, and we can't wait to go back. You can even take a high-speed jet foil over to the Isle of Capri, which has some tremendous historic Roman ruins on it that you can visit while you're there. $53.67 a person. That includes your airfare from the St. Louis area. Call them toll-free at 888-733-9494. That's 888-733-9494. or conservativetours.com.
Jules on Hampton in St. Louis Hills is paying some of the highest prices on gold, silver, diamonds, semi-precious colored stones, and fine watches on site. Jules on Hampton is a premier jeweler with an exquisite selection of diamonds, semi-precious stone jewelry, and vintage watches. Their expert design team can restyle your jewelry to today's contemporary style. They also do jewelry and watch repair. Need extra cash? Jules on Hampton is paying some of the highest prices on gold, silver, diamonds, semi-precious colored stones, and fine watches. Bring in your collectibles and clocks, sports memorabilia, and figurines too. Jules on Hampton, 4506 Hampton, just 3 blocks south of Chippewa. Call them at 314-752-5000. Jules on Hampton.
As we near the end of this year, if you're looking for a new senior living community, check out Hampton Manor of Wentzville. Mark Cox here. This beautiful, brand new senior living community is located just a half mile north of the Lake St. Louis exit at Highway 70. It's a single-story community built by someone who has built resort-style living without the resort-style price. Take your visit right now. Tell them you heard Mark Cox talking about it. Go online to WentzvilleAssistedLiving.com.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Air Comfort Service is proud to support Greater St. Louis Honor Flight. Sign your veteran up for the Honor Flight today at GSLHonorFlight.org. And for heating services, visit aircomfortservice.com.
Want to listen to 97.1 outside the listening area? There's an app for that. Download the Odyssey app, and one tap will turn the station on. The Odyssey app for 97.1 FM Talk. You're listening to The Annie Frey Show.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
Interact with Annie on Facebook.
Just
The Annie
like
Frey
the
Show.
ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and the children listen to hear Sleigh bells in the snow.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Thursday, December 21st. Today's the first day of winter, right? Isn't that correct? Winter solstice?
Yes, I think you're correct.
I don't know.
It's all coming back to me now, the 21st.
Christmas is 4 days away. We are very close to Christmas. It's just going to be like this, and we're going to be back. It's going to be 2024, and we're excited for that. So today's YouTube live chat poll is grade the Annie Frey Show. You can give us an A, a B/C, a D, or an F. I'm here to tell you right now that we've got over 200 votes, and 20% of them say F.
Wow.
Love it.
Don't tell Trisha.
I love it.
Trisha. Shh. What? Shh. Keep it.
That means we got people hate listening, which is
between
great.
us. Or one person who has 30 profiles.
That is also possible.
Which is fine, as long as you subscribe with all of them. Where are you going? What are you doing? I need you to open that gift.
They're just helping each other.
One rule. He had one job.
I'm helping. I'm helping
me.
Leah.
Leah's doing a great job. Her first full day on the board, and she's hitting it out of the park. Brad, on the other hand.
Leave me alone. I'm new to this being
useless
talent.
No, you're doing a great job too, and you're helping Lee, and we're appreciative of
Yes.
it. We got a gift from listener Katie, who is on the YouTube live all the time. Brad, you want to check it out and let us know what's in there
From
Can you see
Katie.
a
All
look?
right, so I'm going to start with the biggest thing in here that I can see. It is peach praline.
Yum.
So we got a box of those.
Wow, pralines.
I'm setting these over here. They're
Okay.
not for you yet.
We'll see.
Then there's some Jeremy's chocolates.
Oh, lovely.
We've got she, her without nuts, and he, him with nuts. We got one of each.
Brad
or two of
probably
each.
wants Ryan.
Wow.
Which one do you want?
What do you want? Nuts?
I
No
do
nuts?
not want nuts. I
you
want
go.
it
Nutless.
smooth.
Nutless
right there.
Nutless for Ryan.
Yep, nutless for Ryan.
Thank you.
And then there's
these things.
some
we know.
envelopes. Ooh, there's names on these envelopes. So I'm gonna have to pass these out. So
These were
this
hard
is
to come by.
Brad.
I hope they're your names.
This is Ryan. I do
Random
too.
name.
Katie, this
This
is
is
awesome.
Leah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Katie.
you.
Thank you.
Can you pass that over to Annie for me? All right. And then there is chalktalksports.com, and it's a little box, and it's oh, this is a Christmas ornament.
Mm-hmm.
So it is the Christmas ornament. And it says, deck the halls with balls of volley.
Oh,
It's a volleyball one.
yeah. Okay. Well, I coach volleyball along with she's a volleyball
Balls
coach too.
of volley.
You got it?
Yes.
That's it.
Sweet. And so
Nutless.
that's what's in the bag.
I'm just taking so many pitches over here.
Mm-hmm.
Meatballs right down the middle of the strike zone. Just trying to think about my kids listening to the show.
Meatballs.
Leah, now would be good.
Yeah.
If you're ready for
Hit it.
Oh, I'm like, what are you talking about? Here we go.
Hit the intro.
And now it's time to play Is Annie Okay With This?
Shoplifter with pockets full of tuna tries to bite Long Island store worker.
Start that over again. What?
Shoplifter with pockets full of tuna. Okay, a shoplifter stuffed tuna fish and potato chips in her pockets, then tried to bite a worker while fleeing a Long Island convenience store.
More potato stories.
It's just like that old
Fantastic.
nursery rhyme. Ring around the rosy, pockets full of tuna
And chips.
and chips.
The woman, believed to be in her 30s, took off with the fish and chips and is still at large. Annie, are you okay with canned tuna?
No, I don't need anything from the sea.
Man, my kids love canned tuna.
Ooh.
I don't know why, but they are just like, oh my gosh. It's like I brought in a candied apple. Like, oh, a can of tuna. Can you open that right now, Dad?
I feel like it's a divider of people. Some people are really grossed out and some people love it. I love it.
Yeah.
It's
Do
salty
not
and
like
good.
canned tuna, but I do like tuna. So a fresh tuna, tuna steak, tuna and sushi, like all that. Canned tuna, nope, can't
You're
do
a
it.
tuna person?
Yeah, I like it.
Leah, you like tuna?
Yeah, I like fish.
I don't.
I like seared ahi tuna,
Speak on it, Ryan.
Don't
but
do that
not
with your fingers while
but
you're
not
talking.
from a can. I don't love canned tuna, but I love a
the
really
Donald Trump of
premium
fish
grade
talkers.
tuna. Yeah, and if you go to Fraser's downtown, like I have a few times,
Oh, my
oh
gosh.
my gosh, do they have great seared ahi
I
tuna?
don't know how you guys do this all day.
If you've listened to the show today, we have not. All day.
Disney World guests get stuck on Expedition Everest roller coaster. Expedition Everest at Disney World's Animal Kingdom theme park was shut down for approximately 30 minutes on Thursday when the ride stalled. One car was stuck while ascending, while the other car was stuck at the part where the ride begins to go backwards. Annie, are you okay with roller coasters?
Love them. Yes, I am.
Ooh, big fan of roller
Yeah, me
coasters.
too.
Yeah, I have no problem. I'm trying to think. Like, there's not a roller coaster that I have seen that I wouldn't do once. I might do it once and be like, okay, that was good. That's enough. But I like them.
Do you like the really extreme roller coasters or the more themed ones? Because I like the themed ones, but the really extreme ones are fun.
I haven't done any.
I'm just over 40.
I went to Cedar Point when I was in high school, and they had the I think it was Millennium Force is one of them, but it was the fastest, highest, something largest drop. The drop is actually at a like inverted incline or something like that. And I did that, and it was scary as heck. But I'm of the in those instances, I don't want to be the one who doesn't do it. So I will psych myself up to go do it. And then you're the two people away from getting in the thing, and you're like, I am not this person.
What am I doing?
What am I? What do I have to prove to anybody here? I am a completely, totally normal adult person, and I'm scared. And then I get on, and then I'm glad I did it.
The drops are the worst, and you all know that about me.
They're the best.
But that's
the best part of the coaster.
Like the first drop where it just kind of hangs. Yeah, where it goes up.
You know how you go up real slow? Man, is that fun.
Click.
But I like G-force. I don't like zero G, or negative G. So like if it throws you out of the seat, I don't like that. And that's what I get with the drops. But they build up the speed. With a roller coaster, they're only a few seconds long. That stupid Tower of Terror, they dropped you, and then they lift you up, and then they dropped you again, and they're not actually dropping you. They're pulling you down, and it was awful.
Wooden coasters, I can't even hardly do anymore. I know. I know. Baby.
Tower of Terror has it's thrilling.
Mm-hmm.
It's not terrifying. Did you actually think you were going to die?
No.
Okay.
Maybe.
Japanese engineers test rocket engine powered by cow poop. Engineers in Japan have
finally something useful to do with all these cows.
Trialed a new rocket engine powered by liquid methane sourced from cow poop, an advance that may lead to the development of a more sustainable propellant. The rocket engine, dubbed Zero, is a small satellite launch vehicle that is powered by the livestock manure from Hokkaido's dairy farms. Annie, are you okay with anything powered by poop?
Wow, that's a broad question.
Anything.
Anything
Even
at
a
all.
world peace device.
Man, world peace, but poop.
But powered by poop.
Powered by poop, though.
Gosh. I don't know if I am.
I would love to ride past that place on my bike and just be like, you guys accepting human?
What is
and they'd
wrong
be like,
with
what?
you?
Because they speak Japanese.
I think that being resourceful. Is this our last show?
Yeah.
Maybe ever.
Is this it?
Is it still at 20%?
No, it went down to 19%. Thanks, guys.
Yay! Trisha got us a
Annie Frey
percentage.
YouTube channel right now. Let's try to get that F down to 15%.
Yeah.
300 people in St. Louis, only 15% think we're doing a failing job. Thanks. Hey, we asked for it.
Denver Zoo recruits Maury Povich for orangutan paternity test results. The Denver Zoo wasn't sure who the father of a 4-month-old orangutan named Siska was, so they hired Maury Povich.
How many orangutan possibilities were there?
Could have been 2.
Okay.
A 30-year-old named Baroni or a 16-year-old named Jaya. Povich took to X, formerly Twitter, with the following message.
When it comes to the orangutan, 4-month-old Siska,
This is perfect.
Barani,
For the show.
you are the father.
Barani's just looking around. What?
Chewing on a leaf.
He was the older of the two, so probably more stable, so that probably works out best.
Earlier
for
in the show, I had nothing, and I said to Ryan, let's play audio roulette. And I said, pick a cut. Well, that was cut number 24.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
it was
that
in the
been
mix.
Great.
I told Trisha ahead of time, that was the chambered round. And we didn't have it happen.
I was about to say, I can't imagine being Maury Povich and getting that call and being like, oh, this would be so funny. But he did it.
Yeah, he loved it. No, it was for the zoo. Annie, are you okay with the Maury show?
Like the old one?
Yeah.
No,
the
it's
You
trash.
Are the Father show?
No, it's trash. I mean, isn't Maury Povich like politically of a conservative lean? Is that right? Jerry Springer was.
I think I remember.
I think Jerry
that.
Springer was the Republican mayor of Cincinnati?
Yeah.
Or Columbus or something like
It
that?
was Cincinnati. But that was before the show. Anyway.
I don't know if that says something about him as a host or as a Republican.
I don't know either.
No, I mean, I think about sick days with students, like when we were in school in the 90s. I don't know if you experienced this, Trisha. You're just a little bit younger than I am, but you'd stay home from school. There wouldn't be any parents there, and you'd watch daytime TV.
Yep.
Did you have, how long did you have cable?
How
year? How old were you when you had cable?
Ooh, I mean, like paid cable? I think pretty much.
No, this is kind of steal.
Pretty much my whole life. Well, I steal everything now. I think pretty much my whole life I had cable.
When did you get cable in your house, Ryan?
As far back as I can remember.
You don't remember time without cable?
We had it almost my whole life.
Brad?
When I moved in with my wife.
This is the first time you had cable?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I did not. I don't think we had cable in our house until at the earliest middle school. So you'd stay home. I mean, it was DSS, I think, was because we couldn't get cable. It was satellite because we're out in the country. But it was, you would have 4 options. And from after the noon news happened to the time that school was out and mom got home, it was just trash TV. You got out of the trash TV into soap operas.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was thinking Days of Our Lives.
Yes,
Young and the Restless.
I watched Days of Our Lives. That's probably the most show I've ever watched because the babysitter, nanny that we had, who was there each day, watched Days of Our Lives. She'd be like, "Time to be quiet. Go in the other room.
Let me watch my programs.
Watch my soaps."
You sound like my grandma.
Yeah, but it's weird that. Here's why I think it's different to consume that, because the trash that you get on social media today is the same kind of trash that is there, but we weren't inundated with it. It was the outlier. To watch Maury Povich, Jenny Jones, Ricky Lake, Donahue, Sally Jesse Raphael, who am I forgetting? I don't know. If you were watching those shows, the reason people watched them is because you didn't see that stuff anywhere else. Mm-hmm. You can't turn away. Like, we have TMZ on in the studio here every day. That kind of trash is on there every day.
Mm-hmm.
And people are entertained by it still, but it's just it's the norm now. So no, I can't say that I'm okay with it. I kind of wonder how those people feel about it.
I wonder how much, now that you say that, how much that laid the groundwork for where we are as a society today.
I remember a quote from Jerry Springer, who just died, I think, this year. He said, and I don't know if this was on his deathbed, but it was real close to when he died. He said to somebody, quote, "My God, what have I done?" I mean, that was real. And he regretted doing that, which I do not blame him for. Regretting it. I mean, he made the choice to do it. Up until just a couple years ago, too, anytime somebody had a sick burn, I'd be like, "Oh, go Ricky, go Ricky." That was a great time to hit the sounder.
It's not me. It's
I clicked it and it took 10 minutes to play.
Okay.
We're doing the best we can.
All right, and finally, a high bank robber forgets to ask for money. Ohio man Richard Hampton was given money.
Why did I come into this room? Let me retrace my steps and see if it comes back to me.
Ohio man Richard Hampton was given money from a bank teller despite the fact that the note he handed them read, "Give me the gun," instead of "Give me the money."
Oh, no.
Whoops.
Oh, shucks.
Unfortunately for Richard Hampton, that money had a tracking device hidden inside, and police found him later the same day. When caught, Hampton confessed to the robbery and revealed he had smoked crack shortly before.
Oh.
Yep, that'll do it.
Yep, that will do it. My question, though, obviously we're not okay with crack or robbing banks. Ian, are you okay with heist or bank robbery movies?
What is the one with Leonardo DiCaprio?
Catch Me If You Can?
That's not, I guess, would you consider that?
That's more of a like a
fraud?
Scam, fraudster kind of deal.
That's a good movie. Christopher Walken's in it.
I like the Ocean's movies, Ocean 11.
Yeah, those are good. What about the one with the women?
I haven't watched that one yet.
That's the problem with everybody.
I've seen it.
Is it 8?
Yeah.
How was it?
I like it.
Did you feel empowered?
Maybe.
These girls can steal anything
Yeah.
if they just put their mind to it.
Just like boys.
Move that glass ceiling out of the way. We're coming to take your stuff. Just like men do. Man, we're so stupid. Society's so stupid because that's what the point is. And then nobody goes to see it in the theater and they're like...
I want to see Ocean's 1000.
What about
with just
the
like a
people?
huge corporation doing white collar crime.
Just watch the news. Why don't you want to see women stealing stuff? It doesn't make any sense. We just get dumber.
You know what they should make is a women's Ghostbusters. That'd be great.
And then they don't.
No, they did.
Yeah,
No,
they did.
don't make it great.
No, they did not make it great.
You okay with those movies?
Oh yeah,
cool. That's
Just
all I got.
Not the ones with women. The women.
The women. Not if the women are stealing.
I don't like this movie. It's got too many women in it.
Trisha, do you want to stay and hear our reviews when we come back?
Sure. Sounds like fun.
You could just make a decision before we go home for Christmas. That'd be great. Hey, I got good news. We're up to 228 votes in the poll today. Grade the Annie Frey Show. Our F grade, which was at 20%, is down to 18%. Ooh. We're really trying hard to get to 15%. Because that's when it starts to be like, this is bad, this is low. Because I know that because when my battery gets to 15%, it changes color to red. So let's get it down that way. On the Annie Frey YouTube channel, give us your grade. Tell us why you voted the way you did. We've got a lot of good feedback coming in, and I appreciate each and every one of the comments. Of course, the compliments are very kind and generous, but we are taking your suggestions and your thoughts to heart. So Annie Frey YouTube channel, we'll be back with those reviews when we return.
And may all your Christmases be white.
Okay, so you filed your taxes this year, but you know you have past IRS issues. And now the IRS letters are coming. Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. Don't ignore those IRS letters. They're important and give you rights and deadlines to defend yourself. Waiting could cause you to lose those rights. Call the Lance Story Law Firm now and let us help you get ahead of the IRS and defend your rights while you still have time. The Lance Story Law Firm is located here in St. Louis, so take the first step and hire a tax resolution attorney. We've made it super easy to schedule your free consultation in person, or you can do a phone call and save travel time. Remember, IRS problems are legal problems. So before you send money to some out-of-town, high-pressure salesperson, give us a call at the Lance Story Law Firm. Call today at 314-260-6120. That's 314-260-6120. Or go visit LanceDruryLaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
This is an important notice to consumers facing $10,000 or more in credit card debt, medical bills, or other unsecured debt. You may not be required to pay it all back because there are special programs now in effect that will significantly reduce the amount you will owe if you qualify. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. These programs, which the credit card companies like to keep secret, exist to aid American consumers struggling with overwhelming credit card debt by offering tremendous savings and real debt relief. Accredited Debt Relief has established a special hotline for you to call and learn what savings you qualify for. They've helped qualify consumers with over $1 billion in debt and are A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. So don't wait. Get the relief you need during these hard economic times. For this free information, call the Accredited Debt Relief Hotline now. Call 800-873-7171. 800-873-7171. 800-873-7171.
Warmest wishes for a joyous holiday season and a happy new year from your friends at Odyssey and Onder Law Injury Lawyers.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon. If you're nearing retirement or already retired, call my friends Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw with the Retirement Advisory Group. They'll show you how linking to the market is much safer than owning the market for your retirement savings. They're the official financial advisors of my show. Go to retirementkey.com.
The only person who can change your life is you, but you need to know how. Listen to my show, The Del Walmsley Radio Show, where the hype ends and the help begins.
Listen to the Del Walmsley Radio Show this Saturday afternoon from 1 to 2 p.m. on 97.1 FM Talk.
We really messed up and issued the wrong poll today, but if you want to vote in it, it is Grade the Annie Frey Show. A, B, or C, D, or F. We are nervously awaiting those results, which we will give in just a couple minutes. That is the Annie Frey YouTube live chat poll. The time is 2:47. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
Happy Wednesday, it's Mark Reardon. We now have some answers to the questions over the cop car hitting the gay bar in South St. Louis, but the ridiculous overreaction, in particular our mayor's, is more than comical. I'm going to cover it coming up.
You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Why? Santa Claus is coming to town.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
He's making a list, checking it twice, Gonna find out who's naughty or nice. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Interact with Annie on Facebook. The
He
Annie
sees
Fry
you
Show.
when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good. So be good for goodness sake. You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming.
All right, Santa Claus is coming to town, and we're trying to find out if we failed 2023. How do you feel about 2023?
I've really enjoyed it. Politically, it's been a mess. The country is not in a great spot. But personally, I have really enjoyed doing my job with you guys. I've enjoyed having a terrific family that we've had no catastrophes. I would consider that a win.
Brad?
Yeah, I think it's been a really good year. I think this is the year for me personally. I feel like I've kind of hit my stride as a producer, and I'm getting the job figured out. It's like the year that it clicked, and I feel really good about that. And I look forward to building on that.
Leah?
I think it's been a good year. The other day I said I feel like this is my first like real big girl job, so this is awesome. Yeah.
Well, I think 2023 has been a great year for the show, and we've grown. We watched Hannah go do something even bigger than what we had her doing here, so we're really happy for her. Excited to have Leah join the show. And 2024 is going to be an enormous year. You know, whether we were in the studio for 3 hours a day doing what we do or not, 2024 is going to be a really impactful year. Trisha's still in here with us. I mean, Trisha, what you started with 97.1 in 2012?
Whatever 12 years ago is. 12 years
Yes.
ago. Yes. 11 or 12.
I knew it had to deal with when I had a baby.
Yes.
Was it 2009,
it
12,
was your
16, or 21?
second baby.
Second baby.
Yes.
Yes, Jensen. But so were you there during the Obama election?
Yes.
The election years for election years on 97.1 we do it really, really well.
We do. They're a lot of fun. They make what we do feel, it's almost like it breathes a new life into our purpose.
Yeah. And we're grateful for the opportunity to do it. And we're always looking for ways to grow. I know that when we had the Kill Meat event, that was such a beautiful place. We're so glad that we were able to go out there. We made contacts with other people about other possibilities of events. So we're always looking for opportunities and suggestions, and we do take them to heart. We like the feedback. So I'm going to let you guys go around the room here and read some of these comments. We're not going to go over everyone, and I do want to kind of key in on some of the reaction that's given us some constructive criticism or some guidance, not just flattery, because that's not why we're doing this. So Brad, why don't you go first? Pick somebody's to read, and we'll just go around the room a couple times here.
Okay, I'm going to go with Guy Trimble's first. It says it should be an A, but Ryan brings it down to a B. His fault.
Brad.
Let me go next. I'm going to read Digging with Don. He says, I need more Wiggins.
Is that really one?
Yeah.
You're just not going to put it up.
Oh,
there.
here, I'll put it up.
We need proof.
There.
Is Digging with Don one of your...
I might know Don. I'm not sure.
How do you manage Digging with Don and Potato Addict at the same time on two different platforms?
It's not that hard. You have different browsers. You use Microsoft Explorer. You use Google. You use Firefox.
Nobody uses Microsoft Explorer.
Well,
that's how I know you're
Digging
lying.
with Don does.
Sure you do. You use it to download Chrome or Firefox.
Bob says, you all are from Illinois, and there's a lot of things happening in Illinois that you should probably cover in discussion more of, such as the January 1st, 2024 requirement for gun owners. We have covered that. We could cover it more. That is definitely, Trisha, a balancing act for our show. The two drive time shows don't do as much Illinois. They do a lot of Missouri politics. We're kind of the home for Illinois politics, honestly, in my opinion, in St. Louis media. Yeah. But we do have to thread the needle of what's enough and what's not too much.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you guys do a really nice job of that. And that particular issue has been covered on this show, and it's been covered across the station. But you are the go-to source of Illinois news and politics.
Yeah.
I think in the whole market.
And if I have people, Bob, like you, who are saying, I want to know more of this, that is influential in my going out and getting a guest and asking people to come on to talk about it. So I appreciate that feedback. Leah, do you have one that you want to feature here?
Yeah. Let's see. Vicky said, this show has gotten me through the last 3 years of working from home, dealing with a major health issue, and having met everyone except for me. I feel like we are friends. You make everyone feel accepted. I think. Yeah.
Well, Vicky, we know that she has had health issues, and we're praying for you, Vicky. And we're always happy and grateful to see you there in the chat. Brad, you got another one?
Yeah, let me pull this up real quick here. I was looking at Chris's comment here. Chris said, I love seeing the replies. She gave us an A, by the way.
Oh, thanks, Chris.
I love seeing the replies to the lefties on here. Brad and Annie, you do not browbeat your callers like the other stations do, and you all have an excellent sense of humor and much more.
Thank you, Chris.
That's kind.
We've met Chris before, too. She's wonderful. Ryan?
I'm going to pull up Lauren or Loren, A+, love the show, what you do for the community, wearing my iPods while I'm listening at work and people keep asking what I'm laughing at. That is the greatest compliment.
You like that?
I love when people laugh at something and other people look at them like, what's wrong with that person?
The question is how do you explain it, Lauren?
Yeah, what do you say?
What do you say? You're like, I don't know. It's this thing about potatoes.
They're talking about potatoes. It's so great.
So I go to my comment here from Adam. He says, your show is the best thing to happen since fried potatoes.
Nice.
Does he have fried potatoes, though?
We did a whole segment on potatoes.
I heard.
And I'm sorry. Don't tell Steve. He, I hope, is very busy today.
He's on a plane to Vegas, so you guys get a pass.
Perfect. Do not let him know. Whatever happens when he's in Vegas stays. Leah, you want to pick another one to read here real quick?
Let's see. I'll pick this one. Oh, was this one already read?
No.
Okay. Guy says one more thing. I listen almost every day because I'm retired. However, because of Ryan, I'm looking to go back to work.
Oh, good. You're fueling the economy.
That's what I was gonna say. It's my whole goal is that if you're not working right now, you need to plug back into the economy, and why don't you contribute something, Guy?
Brad.
Joe says it's an A, folks. The show is entertaining and relatable, but the most important AFS trait is the commentary that is humble and honest, and that fashion is always 10 of 10.
The fashion is always 10 of 10.
The fashion is always 10 of 10.
Ryan.
Okay, this one's constructive criticism.
And
Joe
your
says
fully paid for Under Armour ball cap from Kohl's.
Yes, this was full price. Okay, constructive criticism. Since y'all asked, the only segment I tune out on is X's and O's.
That's your segment.
Yeah. Screw you, Joe.
Hey, easy.
He couldn't handle two in a row.
Back to back.
Gosh.
Man, anything else you want to say, or you want to just leave it on that note?
Let's see. Can I'm trying to screen these before I
trying to find
Oh,
one that says something nice about you.
I will end it on this one. Kenny D says, I'm withholding my vote until Ryan and Brad do the Sprockets dance.
I was doing it yesterday. It's up to Brad now.
You didn't do it together, though.
Yeah.
And after today, I'm thinking that it shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, I agree. Brad, you do the Sprockets dance?
I don't remember what the Sprockets dance is. That's the music.
I know. I'm doing it for you, though.
But I don't know the dance.
I don't think.
Like this.
This is the stupidest radio we've done today. Oh, man, but the dancing. The dancing.
It's Charlie Brown.
We have 250 votes right now on the Annie Frey Show YouTube live chat poll. And if you've heard us talk about the poll before, okay, stop it. This is a serious show. We lead into Mark Reardon, an established, respected show in St. Louis. Yeah, zip that zipper all the way up.
Tighten it up. Pop the collar.
Oh, really? Mark's not in today?
Oh, it's Mike Elam.
Yeah.
Oh, well, then do whatever you want.
All right. Yeah, back to Charlie Brown dancing.
If you want to vote in the YouTube live chat poll, we've talked about it before. If you go to the Annie Frey YouTube channel, Frey, you'll see that we broadcast live every day there. And in the live chat portion, you can vote. It's anonymous. We don't know who votes for anything. If you leave a comment, we will potentially read it on the air. That's how that works. A lot of people ask me, like, how does that work when I see you? And that's how it works. So the results of today's YouTube live chat poll grade the Annie Frey Show. We have 14% say B/C.
Okay.
0% say D.
Fair.
17% of 250 people gave us an F.
More
There's
poop
no
jokes.
middle ground there.
But the good news is that 68% of the people said we got an A.
All right.
Well done.
So we'll take it.
Thank you,
68% is a D.
That is more than half.
How ironic is that? We're grateful for you each and every day. We've got another show live from the studio here tomorrow, our final show before the Christmas break. So make sure you're back here with us. We always have as most fun that we can possibly have on the Friday before Christmas, the last show before the holiday. So please join us tomorrow, but don't go anywhere because the Mark Reardon Show on 97.1 FM Talk is next.
You know how we all
all of our kids make lists and everything and visit with Santa. And I happen to be really good friends with Santa. It's like we're the same people. So every once in a while, when he's got some free time, which he did, we're cool. So he always makes it a point to stop in and have an adult beverage with me. I was talking to him about, do you ever have requests for a homeowner wanting a furnace or an air conditioner? He said he does. And I said, so what do you deliver on that? Because I'm your best bud and you never let me know. So I've never delivered anything or put anything together. But he said he was going to leave my number and my card. If you don't find it, here's what's on my card. Bart Inman, one easy number in Missouri and Illinois. It's 314-293-2600 or bartinman.com. That's Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com. Merry Christmas and God bless.
You want to retire soon, but everyone keeps telling you to wait until you're 65. After all, that's the age that you qualify for Medicare and you're close to full retirement age. I'm Marvin Mitchell, president of Compass Retirement Solutions. In my new book, Retire Early, the 9 critical decisions when retiring before 65, I discuss proper planning to help make early retirement possible. When to take Social Security, what to do with your 401k.